6 chill, fool, for real, for real.
Judah, 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 Judah. Judah, 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 Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. Esau, the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. I woke up from my arrest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah, 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 Judah. Judah, 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 Judah. The scepter will never leave you.
I gotta get that straight. That's straight. We're live. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom! Welcome to Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We're located at 8524 South Braidwood Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77071. Our class times are Monday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Friday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Shabbat morning class, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or till whenever we're finished answering questions. You know how the Shabbat class can go. Questions, reading, edification, especially we're in Genesis now, a very, very meaty book. So yeah, till when we're finished with the reading and answering questions. We have another location out in Virginia. You know the brothers in Virginia. You know, Kazakia, Zion, Ariah, Shaquat. You know, they're out there in Virginia. They're at 2610 Granby Street, NORFOLK, Virginia, BA 23517. Their class times are Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. They also have Sabbath class in Virginia. So if you're in the Virginia area and you want to congregate with other brothers and sisters, you can meet up with them on the Shabbat. They are there. They're having class. Their class times are the same as ours. It's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and we alternate on the airing days. So sometimes they'll be live and other times we'll be live. We also have another location out in San Antonio, Texas, 4444 Walsham Road, Suite 201, San Antonio, Texas, 78218. Very good teachers, very good brothers. Their class times are the same times as ours here in Houston, but they go an hour longer than us. So that's the extended clip class. You know, very good brothers out there, Sam Shawan, Dawiyad, Award, very good brothers, very good teachers. Very experienced brothers. We also have the Blog Talk Radio that's hosted by Priest Mashaba. You can find that at blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. And excellent teachers on there as well. Very excellent teachers. Very good, in-depth, knowledgeable classes that brothers bring out. We also have other ways of getting this truth out or getting informed in the knowledge. Of course, you have our channel, the channel on VA, which we're still trying to get the subscriptions up for. We're almost there. So if you can get a friend, family member, somebody a little extra, a co-worker, somebody, if you ride the bus, shoot the link to someone on the bus, get someone to sign up on the bus, or open up another Google email and sign up for another account and just subscribe, just so we can go live. We're so close, and it's not so we're not trying to be YouTube stars or anything like that, but YouTube requires us to get a certain amount of subscriptions before we can do live events. So once we get those subscriptions up, you guys can get our street speakings live. If we're doing flyers or whatever event we're doing, or if the cameras are not working properly here in the school, a brother can use his phone and we can stream it from the phone live. So it's just another way to help get around the difficulties that Satan tries to throw in our way. So please, get those subscriptions up. We also have the 5 Minutes of Wisdom, the Hidden Truth Bible Show, the Israelite Media Corp, 5 Minutes of Wisdom, all great quick hitters to give to your friends, your family members, or something that you can study over and just have back in the analogs of your brain. Whenever you need to pull it out, you got that in your brain because you went over that class so many times. You got it memorized. Also, we have upcoming feasts. Hanukkah will be December 8th. So from December 8th to December 15th, we'll be celebrating Hanukkah. So go ahead and mark it on your calendars. You got about a month and a couple weeks from now. So schedule your time off if you work. If you got your own business, do your own thing, try to set aside some time for the high holy days to get along with brothers and sisters and celebrate the high holy day. We have Israel Wear, they're accepting orders. They have the Fringed Up subscription. On a Fringed Up subscription, you get a brand new headband and a t-shirt to match for $75, and it's a monthly subscription. So you'll get a new shirt, new headband every month. Very dope, very easy way to get your gear up. Or you can just do the shirt for $35 a month. Again, very easy way to get your gear up. We're also having the Hebrew Academy here in Houston. Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So if you're not in the Houston surrounding areas and you want to get into the Hebrew Academy, you can hit us. You can hit up Quatazab, Lakara, and myself. Be more than happy to get you in on the Zoom calls so that you can start getting in the Hebrew Academy, where you learn how to break down scriptures, where you learn how to teach, and just really get good edification according to the scriptures. Because we're all striving to be more than just career students in here. We're not. The whole purpose is so that y'all can get from where you're at right now to get to where we're at right now. We need more teachers, more leaders, more priests. The scripture says the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. So get into the Hebrew Academy, we'll get you trained up. And in Virginia, they do it on Wednesdays. So we're Tuesday and Thursday. In Virginia, they do it on Wednesdays. If you need to reach a priest or a teacher, you can reach Priest Kazakia at 757-300-4047, or you can reach Priest Quatazab at 303-557-8979. Please text only during class. Outside of class times, class hours, feel free to call them, hit them up. They'll be more than happy to answer your questions. We also have a business that supports the school. It's called Sweet Ambiance. You know, you get your aromatherapeutic oils, body oils, fragrances, male fragrances, female fragrances. Keep your house smelling good, keep your person smelling good. All right, so check out Sweet Ambiance, and again, it helps support the school. If you want to make any donations, you can drop that into the Wells Fargo account, or you can Zelle it to us. We are in need of cap supplies. We need a van. We need tables, desks, chairs, books, apocryphers. Yes, we need that.
It's just the way you say it. It's not that we don't need it. It's just be the way you say it. You really emphasize that campaign part.
So, you know, we be moving, and we need something to move with. You know, so if you got anything that can help us out, we would greatly appreciate it. So if you have any of these items and you want to send them to the school, please hit up Priest Quatazap, and he'll get you an address where you can send these items. All right. Outside of that, that's it for the announcements. Got a very good class for you guys to give you a new perspective on.
Yeah, let's go to. I'll give you a class title in a sec. You know, again, another class that the bros in VA, Rochester, asked us to put together for them. Just on, you know, and you know, the thing is, it's needed for everybody. In this time, what's going on? You know, you got a lot of. Just think about it. Look at the world. Look at what's going on. You know, all the conspiracy theories. The world is ending. You know, who to vote for? Trump, Biden. You know, just the coronavirus. You got all these things that are happening throughout the world, and you know, there's a forgetfulness. There's a forgetfulness of how and what we should be using to get us through our trials. So let's go to Second Esdras. Go to Second Esdras. Go to Second Esdras 7 and 57.
Second Esdras, chapter 7, verse 57. Then answered he me and said, This is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Right. So I'm going here because I want us to be reminded that there are battles that you got to fight in and out of the truth. The way this life is set up, it's set up for us to have to make choices.
Yeah.
This life is set up for us to have to contemplate our surroundings, contemplate the issues that we're dealing with, and try to make the best choice that fits our situation.
Okay.
That's in the truth. That's in the world. That's in any scenario or situation. There's going to be a choice that has to be made. And we know, with every choice, with every choice, there's an outcome. And the outcome determines the level of wisdom.
Overcome.
Right? Your true identity. But, what do I want to identify as today? A man, a woman, a dog, a 5-year-old? They smack you in the face with these things. And we are faced with hard choices. We're offline? Yeah, we're always offline. It's because my spirit's off. Right? We're always offline, man. It's Satan. But there are choices that we're faced with on a day-to-day basis, man. Every day you wake up, you got to make a choice. Do I pray or do I not? Do I believe or do I not? Do I have faith or do I not? Do I push or do I not? Go ahead.
Nor yet the prophets after him.
Right.
No, nor me, which has spoken unto them.
Right.
That there should not be such heaviness in their destruction.
Right. So I wanted to go there just to establish that there is a choice that the ones that are conscious are understanding that we have to make choices in this life, man. We have to make everyday decisions concerning ourselves, concerning our children. And, how do we go about making these choices? And sometimes we don't go about things the exact right way. Go to let me get back to this. Go to Proverbs 19 and 20. Because with all the choices, there's things that are associated to our choices. There's so many different remedies that are put out to help you make your choice. There's so many different devices that are created.
It's crazy, man, when you look at Moses delivering us from the land of Egypt, delivering us out of slavery, right? After Moses, what was the last thing that Joshua told us to right before he passed was a choice. Joshua said pretty much the same thing that Moses said, which was, if it's good for you to serve the Lord, serve him. But me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. Choose you this day who you're going to serve. So Moses told you, then Joshua told you, after delivering you out of slavery. So when you look at it now, you learn the truth. And after you learn the truth shall make you free, right? So you're trying to come out of that slave mentality. And with you coming out of that slave mentality, what does that entail? Well, now, think about it. The slave didn't have a choice. He just did what he did. Mm-hmm. He didn't have to think. He just worked. You know what I'm saying? So now, the Most High brought us out of that condition into the truth where now, everything, as soon as we wake up, it's a choice. Right before you go to bed, there's a choice to make. So, excuse me. But yeah, that's it. Yeah,
right. Read where you at.
Proverbs chapter 19, verse 20.
Right.
Hear counsel.
He said what?
Hear counsel.
Go ahead.
And receive instruction.
Read.
That thou mayest be wise in thy latter end.
Right. So there's a wisdom that we're supposed to be attaining to for the latter end, for us to be able to make choices correctly, and do things according to the scriptures. Right? Go ahead.
There are many devices.
There are what?
There are many devices.
See, this is the one thing we have to understand. There's many devices. Look up the word device. There's many devices that have come into the world, man, that have been created by man. And, you know, there's many things that's been given to us from the beginning. But are they always the right thing to use to accomplish a goal or to fix a problem or to aid a problem? Why is it that there's so many devices, but we can't get it right when it comes to our making a clear choice on how to conduct ourselves as men, women, on how to conduct ourselves as Israelites, on how to move forward in the spirit? What you got for devices?
Device. That which is formed by design.
That which is formed by design, go ahead.
Or invented scheme.
Or an invented scheme. So the Bible is saying that there's many things that have come in, right? What else you got for device?
Artificial. Contrivance. Stratagem.
Stratagems or strategies, right? What else?
Project, sometimes in a good sense, more generally in a bad sense.
Generally in a bad sense. Devices. Now, I always say that as men, flesh and blood, what is the word they use for like alcohol, drugs, guns? What's the task force that they have?
ATF.
They have that, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, but you ever hear of vice?
Yes.
Vice. Why? Because alcohol is a vice, guns are a vice, drugs are a vice, sex is a vice. You have these different vices or devices that have popped into the world. Go ahead, start from the top and read on.
There are many devices in a man's heart.
Right.
Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord.
He said what?
Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord.
See, there's many devices that spring up into our heads on how we make our choices. We can't forget there's choices that have to be made. But what device do we turn to make our choices? And are our devices the right way of doing things? Read on.
Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord,
right?
That shall stand.
That shall what?
That shall stand.
Right. So we're understanding that the counsel of the Lord. Go to Isaiah 33 and verse 6. I'll throw this in here. That the counsel of the Lord is what is supposed to stand out amongst all devices. That the counsel of the Lord, the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, is what we're supposed to be mounting our foundation into. Read Isaiah 33 and verse 6.
Isaiah chapter 33 verse 6.
Right.
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. And strength of salvation.
And the strength of your salvation, the stability of your times. You know, just how we opened it up about what's going on in these times. What's going on in these times, and, you know, when you look at the statistics, when after the coronavirus hit, what went up? Drug abuse, alcohol abuse.
That's true.
You say
Domestic.
domestic abuse. Domestic violence skyrocketed. Because now I got to sit up in the house with a person I'm not used to sitting up in the house with. Now we got to be quarantined together.
Oh, I got one for you.
So now we have to what? Work out our issues. We got to talk, right? I got to look at you. It got to be more than just a sexual attraction, right?
We got to deal with each other.
We got to deal with each other. I got to deal with your spirit. I got to deal with the things I don't like about you, the things that I've avoided about you. Now I got to sit back and deal with them because they're right smack dab in my face. You leaving the toilet seat up, leaving pubic hairs on the toilet seat, right? Women hate that. Yeah. They hate the little splash you leave when, you know, you're supposed to lift that toilet seat up, but you don't. They go sit down and just be wet and sticky, old urine. But they were able to avoid all that because they weren't at home with you all day. But now you got to sit there. So what? Now I got to be considerate. Let me clean the toilet seat when I'm done. Let me put the toilet seat down. Right? But if I'm not considerate, now that problem is smack dab in the face. Boom. Amongst all other issues that are there. He's laughing, but it's true.
God.
It's true. It's one thing when you're in the middle of the night and the toilet seat's up, right? And she falls in. But it's another thing when you're quarantined for 6 weeks. And that's the thing that's always happening. It's the toilet seat. The mess. You're messy. Right? The mess could have been avoided. We didn't got to talk about how messy you are.
It's almost like the things that, because of the busy work life, where times and schedules you'll miss. Mm-hmm. Now quarantine, because of the quarantine, all that is always in your face. Mm-hmm. So there's no passing by it or accidentally missing it, or him or her going back and cleaning up whatever mess that was left behind. It's always there in your face, or whatever you're going. You were talking about the devices. Those are more apparent too. They're like eyesores, right in your vision. You had said something about when you're going in devices. You said a vice too. Mm-hmm. And I looked up vice, and vice is, it says a vice is immoral or wicked behavior, criminal activity involving prostitution, pornography, or drugs, and immoral or wicked personal characteristics. So these vices are more apparent in people, mainly because we gotta be around each other more. We're seeing each other more.
And the thing is, what are we doing to fix and alleviate the issues that we have amongst us or in your house? What am I turning to? From there, go to 2nd Esdras. Read that one more time. The Proverbs 19 and 20.
Proverbs chapter 19, verse 20.
I think it's 2nd Esdras 9 and verse 20. Go ahead, read.
Hear counsel,
right,
and receive instruction.
Go ahead.
That thou mayest be wise,
right,
and thy latter end.
Read on.
There are many devices in a man's heart.
There's many things that are going to pop up that you can use to apply to a problem in fixing it. But is it the right thing? In a man's tool pan, right? A carpenter got many devices. He got many tools. He got the wrench, he got the hammer, he got the screwdriver, he got the Phillips, the flathead, right?
Tape measure.
The tape measure. But can I use a Phillips screwdriver on a nail? Right? Can I use a flathead screwdriver on a nail? No, I can't. That's not the device. There's many devices, but the counsel of the Lord will stand. From there, go to 2nd Esdras.
2nd Esdras, chapter 9, verse 20.
Right.
So I considered the world.
Right.
And behold, there was peril because of the devices.
Because of the what?
The devices.
See, the peril comes because not because there are devices, but because the things that are there are used incorrectly and inappropriately and abused. Go ahead.
That were come into it.
Go ahead.
And I saw and spared it greatly.
Right.
And have kept me.
What verse are you at?
21.
Verse 20. Read verse 20 one more time.
Verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices.
Right. Go ahead.
That will come into it.
Right. The things that we use to alleviate our issues and our problems. We don't listen to the sound instruction, but we use these different devices. So go from there. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 9:13. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 9 verse 13. Just, I haven't given y'all the title of the class yet. I just want to open up with this little intro, and then we'll dive into what we're actually talking about. Read Wisdom of Solomon 9:13.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 9 verse 13.
Right.
For what man is he that can know the counsel of the Most High?
Right. What man is he that can know the counsel of the Most High? Go ahead.
Or who can think what the will of the Lord is?
Or who can think what the will of the Lord is? Go ahead. These are, if I'm not mistaken, this is a question. It's a question because, truthfully, who can think what the will of the Lord is? Who can know the counsel of the Lord? Well, the ones that are meditating on the Most High, the ones that are putting their minds on what is the will of the Lord. Let me search and seek and find out. So if I'm a God, let me think like a God. This wisdom that I apply, or this thing that I inject into my life, into my issue, I'm not even sure if it's going to work. But let me try it anyway.
Especially if it's worldly.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not on the scriptures at all.
Yeah.
The scriptures is going to work. None of these shall fail.
None of these shall fail.
But when you're not applying the word of the Most High, then it's like,
it's a toss-up.
Again, it's like, I'm not even going to say it's a toss-up. You know what it is? It's like Shaquille O'Neal shooting a free throw.
You know he gonna miss.
Yeah, you know more than likely
but
you gonna get one out of.
But Shaquille, like I said, like we were saying last time, 52%.
You gonna get 1 out of 2.
It's 1 out of 2.
I thought he was like 30%.
But you just thought that he was worse.
Because everything looked like he missed every single time. Even when he made it, it looked bad.
But that's how it looks for you. That's how it looks when you don't use the scriptures. You like
wisdom and knowledge shall be the strength, the stability and strength of thy time.
Yeah.
But when you don't use it, it looks very bad, like you're saying.
You don't even,
you literally don't stand a chance. But the mortal thoughts in man is what? Why does it say, for the thoughts of men are mortal, and the devices are yet uncertain? Well, because man always wants a way to escape his issues. Man always wants a way to not deal with what needs to be dealt with and deal with it the right way, so it no longer becomes an issue. But how do we know the mortality of man? How do we know that where we run through this life just being mortal beings? Because we keep dealing with and wrestling with the same issues over and over and over, and using the same devices to fix them. Read on.
For the corruptible body.
Jump to verse 14.
14?
Yeah, jump to 14.
For the thoughts of mortal men are
liquor, sex, drugs, music. I'm naming all the devices for you. I was going to ask y'all, but I'm already naming them.
Going for a walk.
Music, yeah, let me just go for a walk, just separate myself. Let me go for a drive, separate myself.
Let me go work out.
Let me go hit the gym. Let me just hit the gym. That's going to fix it. Oh, let me ignore it. That's a huge device. Let me just ignore things. What else? That's 9 devices so far. What else? Let's get an even 10.
video game.
Video games, like entertain myself in a different way.
Let's hit the club.
Let's go party. That's
Ice
11.
Cream.
Food. Oh, damn, that's 12.
Food, yeah.
Food, what's that? Huh? Drama. Let me create some other drama.
Yeah.
That's 13. Right? So there's many, and we can name many more. But, let me go shop. You got those people that are shopaholics because they go through things and then, let me go spend some money and it'll take care of this problem. But then you just created another problem.
Go to sleep.
Let me just go to bed. Let me sleep it off. That's 15.
God.
Anybody got 20? But we're naming these devices because these are the things that our people use. Remember, I threw the wisdom in there. That was the first one I put in there, was the Bible. That was the first one I put in there. But then you got 14 other devices that our people run to. That our people run to fix their issues. And that's how you understand the mortality of man. Because how many of us, let's be real about it, how many of us have dealt with the same issue over and over? Or dealt with the same issue more than once or twice? Why? Well, because you didn't fix it the right way with the right device. There's many devices that have come into the world. But since we choose wrong, we cause peril, man. We cause destruction to not just others, but to ourselves.
That's right.
So, the main device that I want to talk about today is alcohol and drinking. I want to talk about the device of alcohol, and we've done many drinking classes, and I wanted to go about this one in a little bit different way to show that, and without jumping through the class, there was a certain level that we all were supposed to be at before we let the alcohol become a thing. There was a certain understanding that we were supposed to have as men, as women, as children of the Most High, and that alcohol is only just, it was always supposed to be just something on the side.
Yeah.
You see that? But there's many devices that have come into the world, and us being mortal men and being miserable in our skin, what do? We choose mortality over immortality. We choose the wrong device. So from there, I want you to go to, did you finish verse 16?
No, sir.
Finish verse 16.
And hardly do we guess aright.
But hardly do we guess aright. Go ahead.
At things that are upon the earth.
Right, the things that are smack dab in front of our faces, man. You don't even make the right decision on that. The scriptures say the Most High has shown us more things than we could even comprehend. Go ahead.
And with labor do we find the things that are before us.
Yeah, with labor do we find the things that are before us. Now, again, what is the main thing that should be before us? It's wisdom. It's knowledge. It's understanding. But we labor. It's like a woman giving birth to be able to use knowledge for some of us and use wisdom. We labor, we toil, and it's like, man, I don't see nothing coming from this. And what do? You go to your mortality. You go to the comfortable device. And you know, different men have different vices. Some have the liquor, some have the women, some have the alcohol, the drugs. Women have different devices. Some shut down, some go shop, some get aggressive, some get prideful.
Some get completely negative.
Some get negative. There's many devices that are in us already.
Yeah.
But is that the way we're supposed to accomplish? Choose you this day, life or death. Your device is what's killing you. That's the key. Your device is the thing that is bringing death to you, and we'll prove it. Go from there. Read on.
But the things that are in heaven,
right?
Who has searched out?
Yeah, but in the things that are in heaven, who have searched out? And that's the question. And as we go through, we should all be able to reflect back on our lives and say, wait a minute. Again, why am I going through the same things? Why is it that I have this device attached to me, but I'm still in folly? I'm still making rookie mistakes. I'm still giving myself to childish lust. Like the scriptures say, why am I falling? Why am I falling to things, but I have this device that I hold so dear to my heart? This liquor, this bottle, this MGD, right? What is it? MGD? MD, right? Mad Dog 2020? No, what's the one in the Miller Genuine Draft? MGD?
Oh.
Yeah, the gold bottle,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The Dos Equis, whatever. The Douce, right? Why is it that I have this device? It's so near and dear to me, but why am I still making the same mistakes I made in my 20s, the teens, right? Why is it nothing being fixed in my life if I have this remedy, so-called?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go through it. From there, go to Isaiah. I want you to go to Isaiah 5. You're going to go to Isaiah 5 and verse 11.
Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 11.
Right?
Woe unto them. Right?
So I'm going to dive right in. We ain't going to play with this one. I'm going to dive right into it. What did he say?
Woe unto them.
He said what?
Woe unto them.
Yeah, you know why there's a destruction for you? Because you're using the wrong device, flat out. We could just end the class right now. He said, woe unto them. Go ahead.
That rise up early in the morning.
Right?
That they may follow strong drink.
Right, that they may what?
Follow strong drink.
Yeah, what are you being led by? Who's your leader? Bring me to your leader, right? But who's leading you? What are you being led by? Are you being led by the Spirit or by spirits? By wine and spirits?
Ooh, them spirits.
And a lot of us are being led by the wine and spirits and not the Holy Spirit. So he said destruction to them, because now whatever I follow becomes my God.
Yeah.
Read.
They continue until night.
That do what?
Continue until night.
Yeah, and if I'm sitting up until night, go ahead.
Till wine inflame them.
Until the wine does what?
Inflame them.
Now that's a two thing. It's the inflammation. That's a physical, but it's also a spiritual. Physically, your body is on fire. You ever see those real alcoholics when you look at their noses? It happens to Issachar a lot. right here,
Oh, it'd be
all the
all,
capillaries in their nose, all the blood vessels bust.
Oh, that's what that's from?
That's from alcoholism. That happened to my uncle, Uncle Winnie. His nose was swollen because that alcohol dried him up and then it bust his nose up. You see it with Issachar, 9.5. You see that with them a lot. They get the vessels, and you're like, man, what's that? But then it's the blood vessels are popping because of the liquor. They're inflamed. Then they get the cirrhosis of the liver. Yeah, you get the liver cirrhosis, the kidney cirrhosis, the pancreas. All your insides are being inflamed by this toxicity. So if your physical is inflamed, you best believe that spirit at any minute is like a wet rag dipped in alcohol, dipped in gasoline, dipped in kerosene, and anything can set you off.
Spark.
Any spark. Go ahead, read.
Oh, can I get one on that first scripture?
No, not yet. Read. Let me just do it. What you get? Go ahead.
And the harp, and the viol, the temperate,
Right?
and pipe,
After. Go ahead.
and wine,
Right? And what?
and wine,
Right. So check this out. Read it again.
and the harp,
Right?
and the viol,
Right?
the temperate,
Right?
and pipe,
Right?
and wine
Right?
are in their feast.
Yeah, and you'll party, you'll drink, you'll have all the little musical instruments, you'll give yourself to all those things, and more wine. Go ahead.
But they regard not,
But they do what?
regard not
Uh-huh.
the work of the Lord.
They regard not the work of the Lord. Remember, wine is a work of the Most High. Wine is a work of the Most High. And I know we always do these, when we do these drinking classes, we always do the disclaimer and remember, wine is lawful. We're not saying that alcohol is unlawful. So I'll say it, but as I go through the class, it goes without saying. And for understanding, we understand. For anybody that's new online, we're not against drinking. Because I'll sit back and have a beer with anybody. We're not against drinking. But as we go through the class, we'll understand, why are we destroyed through drinking? Why are we destroyed through sex? I could flip this and take away the drinking and just add sex.
Oh, you can put any device into this.
I could put any device. Gambling. That's another good one that we didn't throw out there. Gambling. I can put any vice in here, and we'll understand that woe to them that wake up early to go gamble all day and sit there all day and gamble. Right? Why? Because you losing. You gambling away your life. Woe to him that's wake up early to sit at the table and eat all damn day. Why? Because you're just getting fat, idle, lazy. Destroying your body. I can throw anything in here. So it goes without saying that we know alcohol is lawful for anybody that's online. Yes, we drink. We promote drinking. But as we go through the class, we're going to see why am I going through it this way? Right? So read on.
Neither consider the operation of his hands.
They don't even consider the operation of his hands.
You know what's cold about what's cold about the scripture? Mm-hmm. You got to really sit. Think about what it talks about in verse 11, and then think about what it's talking about in verse 12.
Yes.
Like you will be like, why is it jumping in verse 11 to just the heart, the music, all that, and then talking about the considerations of the works of the Most High's hands? Nobody ever takes that into consideration.
But that's what I'm bringing out.
Exactly.
These things, wine, music, all these things were ordained by the hands of the Most High. Wine was given to man.
God.
It tells you in Ecclesiasticus the things necessary for a man's life. One of them was wine, right? But what did it say? We turn them to evil. There are things necessary for a man's life, but we turn them to evil. One was wine. It was clothing in there. There was oil. There was wheat, right? Water. You could put anything in there now. You could put air. We breathe in the wrong air. But we're dealing with this topic of the wine. So, read verse 12 one more time.
And the harp, and the viol,
right?
The temperate,
right?
And pipe,
right?
And wine,
right?
Are in their feast.
Right, so you wake up early to drink. You stay up drinking all day, but then you got all this jolty and all these other things in and then you got more wine in your feast. So you're doing it daily and you're doing it in the feast. But you're not considering, wait a minute, why is there a destruction with this? If the Most High gave it, if if this is an operation of the Most High's hand, why am I destroyed through this? Why does this device not work for me? Go ahead.
But they regard not the work of the Most High.
Because you didn't regard the work and what it was for. You didn't regard the wine for its proper use. Wow. Read.
Neither consider.
You didn't consider. Go ahead.
The operation of his hands.
You didn't consider that it was given by the hand of the Most High for our use, but in the right way. Go ahead.
Therefore,
right?
My people are going into captivity.
Wait, where have they gone?
Into captivity.
You know why? Because the way we deal with wine in these days, that's a form of slavery they got you in. You went into captivity because what are you chasing? Woe to them that rise up early to chase strong drink. You chasing the alcohol, man. So now you become what? Just like anything you chase. If you're chasing your woman, she's your slave. Excuse me, you're her slave. If you're chasing money, I got to chase the bag. You're a slave to money. So if you're waking up to chase liquor, if you're that brother or that sister that got to wake up and, you know what I'm saying, you got to disguise your cup within a cup. Right? So you can't let nobody see what you're drinking. Or you always got to...
Sprite bottle with them.
Yeah, you gotta mix up a Sprite bottle with something so it can disguise the smell.
Coke bottle.
Water or a Coke bottle, or you got closet drunks, man. Call them closet drunks. Where they wake up and you hear cans rough wrestling. I had a cousin that was like this. He didn't want nobody to know he was drinking. But instead of getting rid of the evidence, the nigga was just hiding all the damn bottles under his bed.
Wow.
It's like, bro, the whole area smells like MGD. Smell like 211s. Yeah. Smells like high gravity over here. Like, what are you doing? You got them closet drinkers that they drink on the low. They don't want nobody to know they're drinking, but they take it to the extreme excess. Why? Because they think that this device is going to fix whatever I'm dealing with in the time, not considering all the works of the Most High's hand. Was it just wine that he gave us? Was it just Bible? Was it just music? Was it just the tabret and the horn? He gave us a lot of things, but what do I apply in the moment for that problem?
Yes, sir.
The damn harp ain't gonna do nothing for you. Nothing for you when you got an issue with your woman. Oh, let's play the harp, babe, and that's gonna just fix it. Think about it. Why didn't David bring liquor to Saul when Saul had demons on him? What's that?
The demons that he already had were making misuse the wine.
Right. See, now you're thinking.
Now
you thinking. Now you thinking the demons that he had on him, if he would have started drinking, the nigga would have lost it. So the harp had to come into play. Hey, let's get these spirits off this guy.
Let's play some music.
Let's play some music for him and soothe this demon off of him. But see, that worked for a time, right? But ultimately, it's supposed to be the wisdom that we turn to and use wisdom to alleviate these spirits that be on us.
You know, it's funny. I'm glad you mentioned that because you'll think about like the whole David thing. You'll think about that story, and you'll think like Saul got pissed, threw the javelin, and David just started.
Nah.
And then Saul was like,
psych. He was like,
nah, it wasn't like that. Like David already recognized that spirit on the song.
Yeah, Saul.
I'm sorry. I was like, damn, you didn't even say nothing. So David already recognized the spirit on Saul.
Yeah.
And was like, you know what? Let me play this music. He been sipping. Let me play this music and get him.
Get him
you
right.
Know what I'm saying? That's the he ain't even mad no more.
He doing the Dougie? I don't even know. But he recognized the spirit. Yeah, he was right. Saul was like, nah. But the point is, David brought the right device for the time. It's telling you all the different things that it's given, but what are we using? It said, none consider the operations of the Most High's hands. Read verse 13.
Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
Go ahead.
Because they have no knowledge.
Because what?
They
wine, you use the music, you use everything else, but not the knowledge. Now you a slave. Read.
And their honorable men are famished.
Even the honorable men, when they leave off of wisdom, they get famished, dried up. Read.
And their multitude dried up with thirst.
Now think about that. You waking up early to drink your life away, but you still thirsty? Because you're not getting them living waters. You're not using that living water that when you drink of this, no man shall thirst. Read.
Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself.
Wait, no, hold up, man. But I was up drinking all day and it fixed my problems.
Hell hath enlarged herself.
No. But that's the way to do it, man. Wake and bake.
Hell hath enlarged herself.
Now I'm a little bit depressed, so I'm gonna go eat this whole tub of ice cream, whole 9 gallons.
Hell hath enlarged herself.
Listen, the devices that we choose, it says hell will enlarge herself. The hell that you going through at the time only gets deeper and wider. Only gets deeper and wider when you rely on the wrong device. Read.
And open her mouth.
Right. To listen, to take a chunk. Some of us go through problems and it's like a dog bit a chunk out your ass. At the end of it, you like the mailman with a chunk missing. Because your problem opened up his mouth and bit off your arm. You know why? Because you was too faded to get out the way. You were too inebriated to get out the way. You were too lackadaisical to get out the way, to miss the bite. Go ahead.
And open her mouth without measure.
Oh my gosh. Ugh, this scripture is dirty. Read on.
And their glory, and their multitude,
right?
And their pomp.
Right, all that pride and that glory you take in your device, shut down. Shut down. Shut down. Read.
And he that rejoiceth shall descend into it.
It's saying you're going to descend into your hell. You're going to descend into your hell. Why? Because you're rejoicing. We rejoice in the wrong thing. Right? So let's go to Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 1. Let's go to Proverbs 20 and verse 1. See, what we have to understand about wine and strong drink is that once you start to follow after it, it's going to mock you. You're going to be deceived, and you already are. How are you deceived? Well, because we just laid it out. We all got issues. We all got problems to deal with. And the deception is this. You got your issues. You got your problems. You took you a little sip. And you're like, man, I feel a little bit more calm. That worked for the moment. Right?
Okay.
And you sat back. You was able to think a little bit. Calm down. Be clear. And you might have came up with the right solution that time. And maybe 3 or 4 times after. But you have to keep giving yourself to the wine, to the strong drink, to put you in a certain mind state to even want to deal with your problems. Until what? It became just a remedy. Then it became a crutch. Then it became the problem. Instead of being the Band-Aid, it's the thing that's causing the cut to rot. You know when you get cut and you put a Band-Aid on a cut, and if you don't take that Band-Aid off after a certain day, the cut starts to boil up and it get infected more. It's wet. It won't heal. Now the Band-Aid is supposed to be the remedy, but it ain't supposed to be on your skin for 8 days straight. You're supposed to switch that Band-Aid, let that cut get some air. But you leave it on there thinking like, oh no, this is gonna fix it. You pull it off and the whole skin is wet and green. Smells. Woo! Smell like death. Putrefying sores. Yeah. That's what alcohol is, man. That's what alcohol is. It was given for something. When we go through, I'm going to show y'all. Yes, it was given to do just what you're trying to accomplish. But you do it wrong. You do it wrong. Read Proverbs 21 and verse 1.
21 verse 1. 20 verse 1.
20 and verse 1.
Just on the scripture that we just read, on the Isaiah 5:11, it says, "Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning," right? When you think about it, it's a huge woe. Woe meaning destruction. Because when you get like that, man, you'll destroy yourself. We already mentioned about you destroying your body. You destroying your liver. You destroying your mindset. But, man, you destroy your family. Just think about when you black out from liquor. And you're like, oh, you wake up the next day like, man, how the hell did I get here? How did I get home last night? You wake up like, what happened? You don't even know what happened. A lot of people, they get drunk and they beat their wives. And they don't even realize that they beat their wives. A lot of people wake up from being drunk and you're like, damn, I slept with her? They show it in the movies all the time. You wake up and you roll over like, damn, I slept with her. The wrong person. What if you mess around and you slept with the wrong person, man?
You did an I'm gonna get you sucker? No. Yeah. I'm gonna get you sucker. Remember when you woke up with old girl, she started taking on body parts?
Yeah.
She pulled off a whole leg. Weave, where do you meet her at? I think you met her in the club the night before.
God, you mess around and sleep with a man? You know, James Harden. God. So
I mean, think about this. Think about this, just on that point. Look at Lot and his daughters. How much was he drinking to where he slept with his daughters? He didn't even know when they lay down or when they rose up. Yeah. Then they got him the next night.
And you know why that's cold?
How faded was he?
Just think about it. That's your daughters.
That's what liquor does.
That's your daughters. And you wake up and you don't even.
First of all,
you don't know what happened.
There's nobody else around but y'all.
So how could you mistake them for anybody else?
How could you mistake them for any women? But you have to be that gone. But see, brothers make those type of mistakes where it's like, there's no way that you could even fall into this. But the liquor just crushes your ability to consider and to comprehend so badly, and you make these detrimental mistakes. What's that?
I have a precept on the word woe in Hosea chapter 7, verse 13.
Hold on that. Because they understand what woe means. It's destruction. Right? So where are we at? Go to Proverbs 20 and 1.
Proverbs chapter 20, verse 1.
Right?
Wine is a mocker.
Wine is a what?
A mocker.
The Bible is telling us that wine is a mocker. Meaning it's going to mock you and make you a mockery. Go ahead.
Strong drink is raging.
And strong drink is raging.
God.
You know when you get that strong drink in you and you start to rage out of control? You got your angry drunk. We're going to talk about that. You got your happy drunk. You got your violent drunk. You got your docile, just passed out, obliviated drunk. Where we could write things on your face drunk.
Dang, yep.
He said wine is a mocker. Why? Why is it that wine mocks certain men and women? Well, you know why? Because you thought you could control wine. But you're the slave to it. That's part of the mockery. You really thought you was in control. You really thought you had a grip on your life with this drinking. No, I'm not addicted. That's like this is the same thing with them weed heads. No, I ain't addicted. Okay, well then stop for a week. No, but why?
You're not addicted, but you got an ankle monitor, and you can't stop smoking weed. And you know with an ankle monitor, you know you got to get tested. And you know if you fail that
like
test,
your freedom
you're going
is
for some you're you're going to jail for some years or for some months. But you can't put the weed down.
It's like my freedom or fall to these trees. I'm gonna take option number 2, Pat. Right, Alex Trebek. I'm gonna take option 2, Alex. I'm gonna take weed for 200. Some of us choose alcohol for 5. I'll take alcohol for 500. Because you know what? I ain't really addicted, and I ain't got no problem. But as soon as you don't drink for 2 days, nigga, you got the shakes. You got the shakes. You start going through the withdrawal symptoms. You start to, oh my God, you getting woozy. Damn, I gotta go get me a drink. When that thing start calling you, when something is calling you, and you come running, you got a problem. That's the mockery. No, I'm not addicted. I just drink for fun. Well, that's a problem. Or I drink casual. I'm a casual social drinker. That's wrong. Because when you do drink, and this is for everybody to ask their own selves, man, when you do drink, what are you trying to attain to in your alcohol consumption? Read on. Where you at?
Last precept.
Right?
And whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise.
It's not what?
It's not wise.
So what is this scripture telling us? Well, it's telling us a few things about wine, and it's telling us about man that consumes wine. You got to have a certain level of wisdom before you start giving yourself to any type of drink.
Con.
You do. You do, because if you don't have it, you'll be overran by it. And that's anything. You got to have wisdom to give yourself to women. To get a woman, you got to have wisdom,
Right.
knowledge, understanding. What's up? Go ahead.
You know why this is beautiful? Because I've never heard anybody say that before. Like, who would have thought that you had to have wisdom before you start messing with liquor? Nobody thinks like that. Like, man, I got to understand what I'm like. It's lawful. The Most High
Gave it to me.
He gave it to me, but I got to understand. I
got to understand
before
it.
I start
Right,
using it.
right. There you go.
Because think about it.
There
Like,
you go.
don't you have to understand? The Most High gave us a lot of things that's lawful, right? But don't you got to understand? Like, perfect example, food. Don't you got to understand that you got to cook food? You got to understand how to cook food. You can't just
You gotta
leave it with the
understand-
blood.
Right.
You can't burn it. You got to understand how to use what the Most High has given you. And another good point that was made was a rib or a husband. You got to understand how to deal with a rib before the Most High gives you a rib, or you got to understand how to deal with a husband before the Most High gives you a husband. You got to learn how to. You got to understand how to deal with kids before the Most High blesses you with kids. You got to learn how to deal with money before the Most High starts blessing you with money, or you're going to be irresponsible. So it's a lot of.
And how do we know that? How do we know that?
That is beautiful.
Look at our lives. Look at when you were in the world and the first time you had a kid, you did it wrong, right? Think about your first relationship. It was trash. You did it wrong. You made all these different mistakes because no one sat you down and said, here's the wisdom. Nobody took you to Proverbs 31. Who can find a virtuous woman? My son, before you even go get a woman, this is the quality you got to look for. My son, before you give yourself to wine, make sure you got a level of wisdom to understand it. But see, we do things, we were taught backwards. Man, just drink. Here you go. Man, you want to hit that? Come on, youngin. Come on,
Sure,
youngin.
let's do it.
Now, you wasn't like, sure, let's do it. You were like, I don't know about that. Right? And ooh, that's nasty. Right? And then,
Actually, I was like, let's do it, and then I was like, ugh, Sam.
yeah. But then after a while, the nasty feeling went away because the way it made you feel took over.
And that was the dude. It was bum drunk in the park. He offered me and my friend some beer.
Read.
We took the beer. It was like, oh, this is nasty.
I can't be drinking after bums, dude. Go ahead.
Oh, well, he was the first one. We didn't drink right out his can.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, we're like,
This dude's head in the urinal. That's how cats be, though. You might as well put your head in a pisser.
God.
You might as well put your head in a urinal because that's how you move around following after this wine. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, but when please. We spit it out talking about it's nasty, and he was like, "Nah." He goes, "Don't worry about the way it tastes. That's not why you drink.
Worry about the way you feel."
Yeah, he was like, "You gotta, you drink for the feeling, not the taste.
Give
Go ahead and
yourself.
finish that can. Make it to the bottom. And see how you feel afterwards."
Get all them suds and bubbles and make your gut expand and burp that out.
God. Needless to say,
Because
we
he
didn't make it through.
definitely gave y'all a canned beer.
God.
Probably like a damn Miller.
Yeah, something.
Coors.
Bushers. Oh, something.
But yeah, it's Bush Ice. Ugh. Right? Read Proverbs 23 and 19. Read where we at. Proverbs 23 and verse 19. We got to understand what's going on here. So many cats lack wisdom, but you give yourself to these devices that, remember, wine is lawful. Wine is lawful, but it's only lawful when used within the law.
Yeah.
See, after that, you're in sin. After you go beyond the measure of the law, you're in sin. Then it becomes wickedness. Read where you at.
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 19.
Yeah, then they get to draw in your face all types of weird stuff. Go ahead, anyway, read.
Hear thou, my son,
Right?
and be wise.
And be what?
And be wise.
And be what?
And be wise.
Yeah, you got to be wise first. Go ahead.
And guide thine heart in the way.
And guide your mind. Read.
Be not among wine bibbers.
Wait, he said be wise. Don't be amongst the wine bibbers. Why? Why? Because they're going to lead you into a life that you're not understanding the ramifications. You're not understanding your latter end. Too many brothers in the truth are wine bibbers, man. Every minute you got a damn bottle attached to your face like a baby with a nipple. The bottle is just... That's all you hear. All you smell is damn pores. Brother smelling like just... You know that brother that drinks a lot, man, and it just seeps? His kidneys can't filter enough? Because your kidneys can only filter... You know why you get drunk after a certain amount of beers? Your kidneys can only filter so much at a time per hour. Your kidneys filter per hour. So you could literally only filter like a quarter of a beer per hour. Yeah. So what happens is two beers and your kidneys already backed up. Then you try to hit it down with the water. But that don't really help. Water don't do nothing. The only way to get liquor out your system is to let it process through your kidneys, and then urination or sweating it out. But your kidney acts as the main filter. It can only do so much. Be not amongst the wine bibbers. Go ahead.
Among riotous eaters of flesh.
Because that's what it turns into. It says wine is a mocker and strong drink is raging. Now you go out there with the ragers, the riotous eaters of flesh. Go ahead.
For the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty.
See, he even threw glutton in there. Ooh. The overeaters, the greedy, the covetous. It said they're going to come into what?
Poverty.
They're going to come into poverty. Why? Because the wisdom is not in them to recognize, wait a minute, this is an issue. Wait a minute, let me not give myself to overeating and surfeiting and bile and choler. Let me not be sick. The scriptures say you better go vomit if you overeat. Don't be quick to stretch your hand forth at a bountiful table. Woe to them. See, the wisdom is woe to them that rise up early to give themselves to strong drink and wine. It's the third hour of the day and you already halfway through a plastic McCormick's. You know that plastic, you know when you hit the plastic bottles, you got problems.
Damn.
Cause that's like foot shelf. That's when you walk into the liquor store, you like, let me get that one.
$5.
And it's the McCormick's for $2.99. And when you hit in the bottle and you squeeze it so you get all the liquor out. And it's not even 12 p.m. yet. It's still damn 10 a.m. You got brothers that move like that. We move like that in the world. If I tell you some of my, man, come on. If I tell you some of the drinking things that I was going through, where, man, the scripture is real, where it says wisdom walk with you through crooked paths. You know what's called when you give yourself to this wine and strong drink, and then you have to recontemplate and try to recount the events of just how you got home. That's a scary thing, man. To have to literally, how did I get home? And then you walk outside. I remember one time I was out drinking a couple. This is like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I was out drinking and I went way past the limit. When I got home, I always made it home. Got out the car, went inside, went home, did my thing, woke up the next morning to go into the car to get something out the car. Didn't put the car in park.
Oh, man.
Didn't put the car in park. The damn car rolled down the parking lot and crashed into this is the Lexus. This is the other Lex. Bro, it hit the corner of the pottery right into the bumper. I was like, so mad. It was my fault. Like, who don't put the car in park?
Yeah.
Because the wine had me so gone, I just left it in neutral. Damn.
But you know it's crazy because you said it is a scary thing to wake up and not know what happened the night before, right? Think about how many brothers and sisters is in jail right now over drinking too much and being drunk and driving while being drunk and hitting and hurting somebody or worse, killing somebody, and then they're in jail and they wake up in jail or they come to their senses while they're in jail and they're like, why am I in here? And then you hear the news and then you're like, I did what?
Yeah.
My life is over what?
Yeah.
These people are dead. I kill people over this?
Yeah.
And you weren't even conscious when you did it.
Yeah. Because the liquor, you became the slave.
Yeah.
And it overtook your mind, and that's what led you into the destruction.
Con.
Woe to them that rise up early to chase wine and strong drink. Read on.
And drowsiness.
And what?
Drowsiness.
And drowsiness. So this is giving you the characteristics, man. You're going to be drowsy, glutton. It's all synonymous. You already know drunkenness is synonymous with gluttony. How do we know? Because after you hit the club and get super faded and get retarded, I got to go hit the Waffle House and overeat. Right? Or I got to hit this spot to go eat.
You got to kill the double meat and the patty melt together.
Yeah, you got to go get. You got to go order
like that.
$100 worth of dollar menu off of Wendy's, and you eat that all, and then you wake up the next morning like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
Think about how much money you burn on liquor. That's why it says you come into poverty, because it's here. But think about alcoholics, man. I know cats that spent $300 at a bar tab 4 times a week, twice a week. The bar opened at 4:30. They there at 4:29. The bar closed at 2 a.m. They there until 2:30.
Happy hour.
They do double happy hour. You have reverse happy hour. How you make happy hour at 5 and then reverse happy hour at 10? But you never got up from the bar. You just sat there the whole time drinking.
There's really a reverse happy hour?
Yeah. They call it reverse happy hour, late night, 10 o'clock.
Oh.
10 to 2 is like reverse happy hour. Just depends on where you go.
Gotcha.
What's that?
It's like when you get too drunk, you pass out, right? You black out.
Yeah.
When you eat too much, you get itis. So
Yeah.
They're like,
You get lazy. It's synonymous.
right? It's
But
nice.
it's all showing that you're giving yourself over to something and it has you enslaved. From there, go to Titus. Go to Titus 1 and verse 4. Go to Titus 1 and verse 4. And we always go to 1 Timothy 3 and verse 1 when it comes to this scripture, but I wanted to go to Titus because it just uses a little bit different wording. Go ahead, read that.
Book of Titus, chapter 1, verse 4.
Right?
To Titus, mine own son, after the common faith.
After the what?
After the common
So this
faith.
was Paul writing to Titus. My own son after the common faith, read.
Grace, mercy, and peace from God the Father
Right?
and the Lord Jesus Christ,
Right.
our Savior.
And you could name this class the Alcoholic's Deception. Read.
For this cause left I thee in Crete.
See, Paul was letting Titus know, this is why I'm leaving you in Crete. For this cause I'm leaving you. Go ahead.
That thou shouldest set in order the things that are wanting,
Thou should set in order the things that are wanting. Go ahead.
and ordain elders in every city.
And do what?
Ordain elders in every city.
So he was showing Titus, this is how you ordain. Listen, remove the word elder. This is how you ordain a leader. This is how a husband is ordained. This is how a father is ordained. He had to fit a certain characteristic. He had to fit a certain standard. Read.
Ordain elders in every city,
Right.
as I had appointed thee.
Go ahead.
If any be blameless,
Read.
the husband of one wife,
Read.
having faithful children.
But before you could get the wife, what did you have to have the ability to display? You had to display your wisdom. You had to have the wisdom enough to deal with just one woman. Before you could be blameless, you had to have wisdom on how to be blameless. It's not that you're just made blameless because you're just made blameless. You have to do things in your life to say, whoa, this is a blameless man. His wisdom makes him blameless. His wisdom makes him a good husband. Go ahead.
Not accused of riot or unruly.
See, his wisdom is keeping him away from the riotous eaters of flesh. The wisdom is telling him, nah, don't go down there. Don't be with them. Don't party. All the banqueting and surfeiting and all that, nah. They don't got to do, I'm not doing that. It's not needed. My mind is on something else. Go ahead.
For a bishop must be blameless,
Right?
as the steward of God.
Go ahead.
Not self-willed.
Read.
Not soon angry.
Come on.
Not given to wine.
Not what?
Not given to
See,
wine.
the bishop No matter how you try to slice it and dice it. Paul hit Timothy, he hit Titus. Listen, not given to wine. What was it that you were going to bring out about the giving? Go to it.
The giving.
Not given to wine. Let's look into that, where it says not given to wine. Very important here because, well, no, I ain't following the what. I ain't chasing no liquor. Well, okay, you give yourself over to it. You gave into it. You gave up to it because that is your first course of action when it's time to solve problems. Man, let me hit the licks. Who got the bottle? Right? Who got the bottle? Where the Henny at? Right? Listen, if I go back to New York, and it's funny because every time I do go back and I go visit like my mom or my brothers, it's always the same thing with the same dudes. They sit out on the damn front of the projects. They sit on the front of the door with a bottle of damn Hennessy, wishing they could get up out the hood, wishing they could be doing something different, but then they're downing bottles of Hennessy.
You know,
Complaining because they broke, but you spending money on Henny. And then everybody running around with a little personal joint, got a little personal bottle, right? Everybody got their little personal joint. But I'm like, every day you got a personal bottle? Like, damn.
You know what's crazy? In the third world countries, in South America, and the islands, that's, just anywhere where there's poverty, where there's ghettos and slums, that's
synonymous.
It's just synonymous, man. My dad told me that one of his friends from back home they were talking, and one of his friends from back home asked him for some money. So my dad was like, okay, I got a little bit of extra dough, so I'm gonna send you the dough. And he said that he talked to him the next day, and his friend was like, "Yeah, man, I spent it on some liquor,
rum.
I bought some weed." And my dad was like, "I worry about butt for this money, and I gave it to you, and you gonna sit on the phone and brag
that you bought weed and liquor."
And told me about how you bought weed and liquor, and how you was buying liquor for
everybody else around.
And yeah, my dad was like, "Wow, man." And I was like, "Damn,
help not a sinner."
Gone. But
that's wild. That's our people though. You'll borrow money to get the bag. You'll borrow money to get the lick. Like what? Well, see, the problem is it says the drunkard and the glutton will come into poverty. So instead of putting your money on where you need to put it at, you all your money you don't eat, you don't buy clothes, but you got some lick, you got some drink. Who got that drink? Who got that smoke? That's why, that's why, when people want to borrow money outside of the ones that are in the truth and that ain't got them problems, you got to ask them what you need the money for.
Right.
You work, right? Yeah, but I came up short. But you came up short. How? Why? What's your vice? Oh, you got to drink. You put the liquor first, so you went and spent liquor money, rent money on liquor, rent money on weed. Rent money on a damn belt. You got cats running around with Gucci belts, man. But your whole rent costs the Gucci belt. Because that's why it says my people have gone into captivity because they have no knowledge. What you got for giving to wine?
So giving, one of the definitions for giving is commit, co-sign, or entrust.
So you've committed yourself to the wine. You've entrusted the wine as the device to get you through. So it says not given to wine. Well, yeah, I don't follow those. I don't wake up and follow straw and drink. But guess what? You done gave all your problems to wine. You done committed yourself to the bumpy Johnson. That's gin, right? To the bumpy Johnson. That's that gin bottle because it's bumpy.
Yeah.
You done committed yourself to that. You committed all your problems, all your counsel, all your communication to Jazz Hennessy, to Duces, to Ciroc. Diddy gets your counsel. Right? What's the one that 50 Cent guy? He got his own liquor.
F and N.
What?
F and N vodka.
F and N vodka. 50 got your counsel. Duce, homie. Jay-Z got your counsel and loyalty. Not the wisdom. Because you've committed yourself to these different things. To the Remy Martin got your confidence and your counsel and your commitment. What else you got?
It says, freely devote.
Whew, you devoted yourself. Freely. Why? Because alcohol ain't giving you nothing. If anything, you put more into it than it's putting into you. It's putting demons in you. But it's making your pockets dry. Making your body dry. Dried up from thirst. Go ahead.
Set aside or sacrifice for a purpose.
Wow. It's now a sacrifice. Not in the way of you giving up something for a righteous cause, but you're sacrificing yourself to the liquor. You become the liquor's sacrifice. Don't y'all know that it's killing us? All that alcohol? It's killing us slowly. It's poison. Read.
That's it on that.
Right. Jump back to Titus.
Titus, chapter 1, verse 7.
Right.
No striker.
Right.
Not given to filthy lucre.
Right. Go to Proverbs 9 and verse 1. I went there to show, man, there got to be a certain level of wisdom in every man before you can be given over or before you start to let yourself indulge. Or else if not, what's going to come first is all the mistakes and all the folly. Think about it. As we get older, as I started getting older, I started realizing like, whoa, 2 beer limit. 1 drink limit for me. I'm not going to be mocked. But how much times was I mocked my whole life by the wine and by the strong drink? How many relationships did I destroy before I came to the fruition that, whoa, 2 drink limit.
Yeah.
Whoa, let me drink in moderation. How many things did I destroy? How much liver have I burned away? How much kidney have I destroyed? How much brain cells have I destroyed behind liquor? And now, at 40, how old are we?
We are 39.
39. We'll be 40 soon?
No, that's next year.
Oh. I gotta gauge my age off of him. I forget. At 39, right? You're like, whoa, wait a minute. This is hurting me. I can't recover as fast. My body is aching now. Joints, ailments. My Wolverine recovery strength, it ain't there no more.
Oh, you like the old man Logan.
You like the old man Logan that can't repair. Why? Because liquor has blocked the giving yourself over to the wine. Being the sacrifice of that liquor has blocked the ability for you to replenish strength. Testosterone wiped out. Now you got no strength in your legs. Now you can't get it up. So you got to take uppers, but then because the liquor is a downer. Ooh. How many of y'all are in that boat? 25, 30 years old, and you can't get the flag to the top of the pole because the liquor done blocked the ability for you to, that testosterone. Liquor blocks testosterone, man. Testosterone is needed for arousal. Testosterone in a man is needed to build strength. You weak in the knees.
Not only that, but for your mental stability too.
Yeah. So think about it. But now you come to the epiphany late in life, like, oh man, I'm messing up. But think about if you had the wisdom early and use wisdom early to delegate your amount of how you drank and when you drank, man, you wouldn't have the problems you had. You wouldn't deal with the issues you deal with. You wouldn't have the body ailments and the body aches and pains that you have. You wouldn't be a slave. You wouldn't sacrifice. You wouldn't be alcohol sacrifice.
Oh, can I say one thing?
What?
It's really worse when you're younger, because when you're doing it and you're pounding these drinks when you're younger and you're destroying your body, you might not feel it right then and there, but wait 10 years.
That's the point.
10 years,
Yeah.
It all hits.
That's the point.
It's all hitting, and then imagine that 10 years later, and you still hitting the bottle. You still hitting the wine just as hard. You're still hitting the strong drink just as hard. The knees, the joints, the aches, the cracks.
Why? Because you lie to yourself like, no, it's not the liquor that's making me hurt.
Gone.
It ain't the liquor that's drying me up. I just got to drink more water.
Oh, then you think you got to drink some liquor to ease yourself of the pain.
Yeah.
So you keeping the cycle going.
You keeping the cycle going. No, I just got to drink more water. I'm just a little dehydrated. Nah, nigga, your liver ain't functioning. Your kidneys ain't working. Your mind has been deceived. That's perfect slavery. Proverbs 9 and verse 1. Read.
Proverbs chapter 9 verse 1.
Go ahead.
Wisdom hath builded her house.
Wisdom did what?
Hath builded her house.
So wisdom builds a house. What else does wisdom do? Go ahead.
She hath hewed out her 7 pillars.
Come on, she gives that foundation, that stability. Go ahead.
She hath killed her beasts.
She tells you what to eat. The law. Go ahead.
She hath mingled her wine.
Wait, she did what?
Mingled her wine.
Wait, what did it?
She hath mingled her wine.
Wisdom. Wisdom has mingled her wine. Wisdom. The level of wisdom is supposed to show you how to use the wine and strong drink.
Right.
But without wisdom, you're going to be mingling this with this and mingling that. Dark before clear, stay in the clear. Dark liquor before tequila, kill you quicker. I don't know the sayings no more. You never heard like clear before dark? What is it? What is it?
No, I think mixing red wine with MD 2020.
Mixing red wine with like that's a powder. That sounds like a powder keg.
It's like beer before liquor.
Stay in the clear. Beer before liquor, you're in the clear. Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Don't mix dark with white. Whatever. That's the world's wisdom, right? But really, it says wine has mingled her. Wisdom has mingled her wine. Why does wisdom have to be? Why does wisdom have to do the mingling?
Because wisdom would know how to do it correctly.
Because wisdom would tell you how to do it correctly. Because wisdom, watch. I'm gonna show y'all. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 1 verse 3. I'm gonna show y'all just through the scriptures. Why does wisdom have to be there in anything we do, even drinking? Wisdom of Solomon 1 verse 3. Read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 verse 3.
Go ahead.
For forward thoughts separate from the Most High.
Read.
And his power, when it is tried,
right,
reproveth the unwise.
Right. His power, when it is tried, you be reproved if you're unwise. What is one of the things that reproves you? Wine is a mocker. Strong drink is raging. Read on.
For into a malicious soul.
Read.
Wisdom shall not enter.
So if there's no wisdom in you, but you're tossing liquor into you, guess what you're going to come out with? Woe. Destruction. Heartache. Pain. Suffering. Wisdom has to be intermingled with whatever we do, man. Wisdom has mingled her wine. But a lot of us are unwise. We're unwise in how we approach to anything. And what happens? You just give yourself over to wine, but what's in you? What's in you and wisdom is not in you, but what's in you? The maliciousness, the heart, the hurt, the pain, the anger. Right. So what do you become now? An angry drunk. Right. What do you become now? A sloppy drunk. What do you become now? A happy drunk. Right. An emotional drunk. You want to cry.
Light drunk.
Yeah, you become the blackout, just faded drunk. What's that? Speak on it, young man. Speak about the drunk now.
Yesterday we went to IHOP.
Right.
Well, we didn't eat there, but we went there and we saw this drunk guy just passed out in the lobby.
Yeah, damn. Of
I
IHOP?
thought he was dead.
Yeah.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah, and all you gotta do. No, he's still alive because you can smell that liquor coming off that breath. But that's what liquor does, man. It'll put you in a state of comatose. But think about it. A lot of people walk around comatose already. And the liquor just helps them to pass out all the way. Right. But there has to be wisdom in us, man. We got to give ourselves to that first. Put down the bottle. Stop thinking that's going to fix the issues. It's causing more problems. It says wisdom will not enter into a malicious soul. But then when you add these spirits, because that's what they call wine and liquor, they call it spirits. We'll go into that. You add that to you add it to your already lack of patience, lack of judgment, lack of discretion. You add liquor to that. And what do you get? You get, why the hell, why you eyeballing me? Why you looking at me? Right. You seen the cat that he was in NY, he stabbed somebody on the bus for looking at his woman? I'm like, what the hell was he on?
Damn.
Like, he looked at his woman and he stabbed him? Like, that's all it took was a man to gaze? Hopefully it was just, hopefully he was literally just eyeballing his chick like, oh. Yeah. Hopefully that's what it was and he wasn't just gazing. Yeah. I've been on the train. I remember back in the day, used to ride a train. We used to ride a train to school, and I seen cats like get into fights over why you looking at me, and I'm like, the one thing I always learned riding that train.
Look down.
Yeah, you mind your own damn business. I was reading the newspaper. I didn't know what was going on in the newspaper, but I was in the paper. I was in that daily news like this, minding my business. Because cats be faded, man. They be just inebriated at all hours of the day. Let them spirits carry them, that maliciousness. Then you add liquor to that? Come on. How you going to fix a problem? That's the question. How you going to fix anything? Read on.
Nor dwell in a body that is subject unto sin.
Yeah, because now once you start drinking out of moderation, you're in sin. Wisdom ain't in you. So you can't say, oh, give strong drink to him that's ready to perish. Oh, a little wine for my often infirmities. Nigga, the often infirmities is because you keep drinking too much wine. The often infirmities are your dried up joints and bad liver and bad psychosis. Why? Because it's too much wine. The judgment is cloudy.
Yeah.
You're not sober. From there, jump over to Ecclesiastes 2 and verse 3.
Ecclesiastes.
In the Bible, 2 and 3. Ecclesiastes 2 and 3. Let's see what Solomon had to say about it. Because he has something to say about it. This is one of my favorite scriptures. Read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 3.
A little louder.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 3.
Go ahead.
I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine.
See, Solomon said, I sought to give myself unto wine. But what was the problem? Go ahead.
Yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom.
Wait, yet doing what?
Yet acquainting my heart with wisdom.
See, I'm going to give myself to the wine, but I'm going to have wisdom riding right there along with me. So, him giving himself to wine, what was he saying? I'm going to do this lawfully, man. I'm going to do it in moderation. I'm going to give myself to the wine at the right time and season. I'm not going to misuse. This is not going to be a device for me. This is not going to be a crutch, a band-aid. It's not going to become a problem. He said, acquainting myself with wisdom. Go ahead.
And to lay hold on folly.
Right? Go ahead.
Till I might see what was that good for the sons of men.
Right. Go ahead.
Which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life.
Right. So you got to see even Solomon. Wisest man. He understood. Wait a minute. Drink a little bit, but where's the wisdom? Where's the wisdom? Because folly will come without the wisdom. And that's the problem, man. We take the wine out of its function. So think about this. If you drink and you get drunk, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're not supposed to drink to get drunk. Wine wasn't created for you to get drunk off of. Read Tobit 4:14. Tobit 4:14.
Tobit, chapter 4, verse 14.
Right?
Let not the wages of any man
No, Tobit 4:15. Salaki.
do that to no man which thou hatest.
Right. He said, do that to no man which thou hatest. Watch. You'll see the point. Read.
Drink not wine to make thee drunken.
Drink not wine to make thee drunken. Don't we all hate when you at a party, you kicking it, you chilling, and that one drunken fool is there like,
Hanging all over you.
and he's just like this close to you, and his breath smells like he's been drinking since yesteryear.
Like dragon breath.
His breath smells like fermented yeast. It smells worse than any liquor ever, like he didn't brush his teeth. And he's just like, yeah, brother, you're a good guy.
Take a shot with
Yeah. And when he looks at you, he's just like,
Yeah. He like staggering as he's standing still.
everyone hates that.
God.
So why are we doing that? Why are we doing what we hate, man? Everyone hates that drunken, that obnoxious drunk
God.
at any affair. Why do we do it? Why do we give ourselves over to it? Well, the Bible says, drink not to be drunken. Go ahead.
Neither let drunkenness go with thee thy journey.
Wait, neither let what?
Drunkenness Go with thee in thy journey.
Yeah, you got
Drinking and driving in the Bible. Wow.
Yeah, you drinking and driving, right?
Wow.
You got all the beer bottles tucked under the seat. It's like, damn. Let it not go on your journey. Meaning what? This habit wasn't supposed to be such an attachment that you couldn't chill off of it for a second.
God.
Like, man, I just got to hit the bottle. Man, I just got to give me a sip. I got to sip something. You pulling up to the damn gas station, drinking the Gold 4 Loco. Oh, my God. Man, we about to take this long trip, man. 2 hours, man. I got to give me a sip, good. Got to keep my mind entertained. Got to give me a sip, right? You got your styrofoam cup. Mind you, pomegranate juice, right? Pomegranate juice. Everybody's like, well, you got a styrofoam cup up here. He got the ultimate liquor cup. What's in your cup? You got the ultimate liquor cup, right? But ain't no liquor in there.
No, I just wanted a bigger cup than that.
Right. I was looking for those. Right? You'll never see us up here teaching and drinking because that's against the scriptures. That's in the law. Scriptures say don't go into the tabernacle drinking.
Leviticus 10:9.
Yeah. So, let not it go with you on your journey. Meaning I'm not so attached to this alcohol that I can't leave this vice behind for a second. You can't, man, brothers just be 6-pack right next to them right next to the gear shifter. Like, what the hell? Damn, bro. You mean to tell me you couldn't wait a day or two, wait till you got home? Because why? It is a disease. It's a spirit. From there, go to Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, 31:25. Let's get all these little drinking scriptures. 31:25.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 31 verse 25.
Right?
Show not thy valiantness in wine.
He said, do what?
Show not thy valiantness in wine.
You know why? You know why you can't show your valiantness in wine? Wine is stronger than you. Wine is stronger than you because you have no wisdom. So you can't try to step up to wine and strong drink like, I'm going to take you down. I'm going to conquer you.
And if I could just quote this real quick.
Yeah, what you got?
It's 1 Esdras 3 and verse 18. It says, I was seen as strong as wine. It caused all men to err that drink.
Well, he's going there.
I'm about to go there.
He's going there.
Oh,
I was going to go there as he had it.
I'm about to go there,
That's
baby.
a lot.
Beer. Nah, you good. But he's right. He's right. It caused all men to error.
So you
all men.
Yeah, so you can't act like you're stronger than it.
You're not stronger than this spirit. It is a spirit. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to hit y'all with this scripture. Y'all going to be like, damn. The hell are we doing? What are we giving ourselves to? You're not stronger. It's not liquid courage. It's a deception. That liquor gives you courage. I got to get the liquid courage, man. Right? You get a few drinks in you, all of a sudden you the Hulk. But really you're not. Because you're slower. You're slower than you thought. Yeah, you're not Rico Suave, you're Rico Slurve. Meaning you're slower in your word. Hey, what's up, girl? Put my number in your phone. You think you smooth as hell, you slow as hell. You're Rico Slurve, not Suave. You ain't the Hulk. Nah, bro, you the Blob. Because you're moving around slow, but you think you fast. That's the deception of wine. It got you thinking backwards.
You get jumped. You get beat up by one person. And you think you got jumped.
Like, damn, how many people hit me? Like eight people beat me up.
People to get me.
Nah, nigga, that was one woman. She smacked you with her heel and knocked you down. You thought you had 8 people on you. Stop.
God.
Because the liquor got you seeing doubles, triples, quadruples.
God.
One fist turned into 8. That's the deception. You're not stronger than the wine. That's what the one thing we got to realize. You're not stronger than wine. Read on.
For wine hath destroyed many.
Go ahead.
The furnace proveth the edge by dipping.
Yeah, see, the furnace, the hot fire, proves the edge. So what does that mean? Is the fire weaker than the edge of the blade, the metal? Or is the metal weaker than the fire? The fire is what makes the blade get the edge. So what's meant to prove us? Read on.
So the wine, the hearts of the proud.
See, wine will prove the hearts of the proud. You got pride in you? You got that malicious spirit in you? You're going to get proven. It's going to make you say things and do things that you normally wouldn't do out of character, right? But see, with pride goes before destruction. That wine is going to show your pride, man. If you got pride in you, now all of a sudden I got liquid courage. So you'll just do anything. You'll step to anyone. But what is going to be the latter end? Yeah, I like that. He's carrying cats. Go ahead, read on.
By drunkenness. Wine is as good as life to a man.
Right, wait, hold on. Oh, that. Read. Hold on. Let me see. I don't want you to go too far. It says what?
Wine is as good as life to a man.
Listen, it says wine is as good as life to a man. Go ahead.
If it be drunk moderately.
Wait, if it be what?
If it be drunk moderately.
No, so it's good for my life if I wake up early in the morning and chase it all the way to the night?
Drunk moderately.
See, the Bible has given us instruction. Here's the wisdom. Here's the wisdom on wine. Here's how wisdom has mingled her wine. You drink it in moderation. Go ahead.
What life is then to a man that was without wine?
Because really, what is life if you can't take a little sippy sip at a feast?
Yeah, what is life if you can't just get away from life for a second?
Yeah, but understanding you can't get away from life.
Yeah.
It's not really an escape.
It's like
It's a fake escape.
Con.
You see that? It's a fake escape. It's a lowering of your inhibitions for a moment, but not to go commit folly, not to make bad decisions, not to let the liquor be the judgment maker, but to just, man, relax and chill.
Right.
Let me chill for a little bit. You know how I like white people? Because white people will say, hey, you want to have a drink? Well, my bad. Rich white people. You go into a rich white man's office and he's like, yeah, you want a drink? It don't matter what time of the day is. You can walk into his house. You can walk into his office at 9 a.m. He's like, you want a drink?
Yeah.
You're like, but it's 9 a.m. He's like, oh, just one.
Yeah, just one.
And he'll pour the drink.
This
size stuff. And he'll pour the drink to right here. Just a little mouth swishel. Just enough to wet the whistle.
As they say.
Right? You just hear, and then, he'll throw a little ice cube in there. Right? Oh, man, that's like good stuff. He sniffs it, right? Oh, they love the smell.
God.
Man, you can smell the oak barrels that it was fermented in. You can smell the raisins, right? They telling you all the ingredients off of one sniff. And it's that much. Let a nigga ask you want to drink. Bro, we got to line up bottles.
Pour the whole.
Yeah, it's like, damn, you got a strong hand.
Just straight.
What the hell?
Straight.
It's like you want a mixed drink. Like, yeah, I only mix it. Like, just mix it for the color. Just for the color. Right? You put a little bit of Coke in there to darken it. A splash of Coke for the color. It's like, yeah, I mix for taste. Right? No ice. I don't want to water it down. Like, no ice? Bro, Israel is crazy. Our definition of a drink is the bottle. Esau's definition of a drink is a nice, beautiful glass with a shot. And they sniff it first and then get themselves ready.
Sit on it.
And then they, boom. Oh, that's elegant. That's Bellinger, 1828. You watch when you watch James Bond, my man Sean Connery, he died.
Yeah.
But he was the best Bond. But when you watch like James Bond, it's funny. Even when you watch white people drink coffee, they're like, you want a coffee? Mm-hmm. The cup is this big. Yeah, I'll take an espresso.
Yeah,
right?
true.
You try to go get a coffee and then let me get a triple venti. Let me get a Trenta. They got a Trenta now. This shit is part of my language. It's as big as this.
At Starbucks?
Later.
Yes, at Starbucks.
A Trenta?
They got a Trenta.
It's probably $20.
It's this big, full of caffeine, and you wondering why you can't think straight.
With a quad shot in it.
And then you add the quad shot on top of that. It already got coffee. It's a Trenta, this big, and you like, yeah, let me get 2 Dopios. That's espresso for those that don't know. Let me get double Dopio in there. That's 4 shots. Damn. And you wondering why when you drink it, you start bouncing. And you can't sleep the next night for 4 days straight. Because we do things out of moderation.
Right.
And I'm not saying that, I'm not sitting up here saying Esau is a moderate man, because he's definitely not. He's definitely don't do things. They're some of the most drunk and vile people.
Right.
But them rich white boys, You gotta watch them shows, man. You gotta watch Blacklist. My man Raymond
Mad
Reddington.
Men, that's what I was thinking about.
Mad Men. Yeah, you gotta watch like White Collar and these shows where they got these rich white boys, man. And they're like, yeah, you want a drink? Like, yeah, I'll have one.
Right.
Light on the ice. On the rocks or off the rocks. And they just do a light pour. There you go. Bam. They just, that's it. That's it. That's it. How do you know? Because the liquor is sitting there for a long time. If that was a black man, he constantly got to be buying bottles to replace the liquor. They got an actual wet bar. Your bar is dry as hell because you have no moderation.
You know, it's funny. Right across the street from us, man. When we went over there to get some liquor for the feast, I remember I had asked Esau. I was like, "So, man, how did the coronavirus do for your business?" And he was like, "Oh, it helped.
Oh, it helped it."
He was like, "I'm not tripping."
Yeah.
He was like, it helped it.
Basically say, you Negroes came up in here and bought up all the liquor because you have no moderation.
Israelites, yeah.
Because the coronavirus got you so nervous, you think you're going to drink your way through it. But guess what? As soon as you gave yourself to all that liquor, you know liquor affects the respiratory system. So you open yourself up to the virus.
Dang.
Fools.
Hitting them like that.
You open yourself up to the virus. And then think about liquor for some is a gateway drug. You got some brothers that they drink 2 beers, and next thing you know, they go from drinking 2 beers to popping 8 pills.
Yeah.
It's like, how you go from liquor to crack?
Yeah.
How you go from liquor to straight heroin? I thought we was drinking. You up here high off of coke?
Now, you know
What
what?
the?
Those pills, bro, you feel like you take one of them, you feel like you drunk. You feel like you had too many drinks. I just remember
So it adds to the drunken.
oh man, you take yourself from having a few shots, and you got to have this much of a bottle to get faded to taking one little pill with this, and you're like all the way in the abyss.
But that's my point. It's a gateway if you don't do it in moderation. Because now you're looking for the higher fix. So what is it? Well, alcohol, I don't like the feeling of getting drunk. I don't want to drink so much. So let me go to the next thing. Let me pop a pill. A pill can get me where alcohol can get me. I'm going to do that. But then how many pills you got to take after a time?
Yep.
And so you know you overdosing. You mixing alcohol with liquor, with no-dos, with coffee,
Yep.
right? You smoking a cigarette to ease your bowels.
You know what's
Hitting the
funny?
Black and Milds to make the high go even more. Let me get that Black and Mild wine. Let me get that wine, cuz. Right? Let me get that wood tip. Right? What? Go ahead.
No, I'm laughing because I remember a song. Because what y'all are saying is very true. People do that. I remember a song where he said, "Pour the lean so light,
Ooh.
you got to take 4 pills."
Ooh. Like you ain't get me high enough.
Dang.
He was like, "I pour the lean so dark, there's still sleep still."
Wow. He said they still sleeping off the lean he poured up.
But
That's
I
what
was
the
just
black
thinking
man
like that.
wants.
Yeah.
You want to be asleep. You want to be drowsy. I'm going to be drowsy to get through my problems. I'm going to be halfway there. But see, moderation. Read on. Let's get through it.
Come. What life is then to a man that is without wine?
Right?
For it was made to make men glad.
Wait, why was it made?
Made to make men glad.
Why was it made?
Made to make men glad.
See, wine wasn't made to be your crutch. Wine wasn't made to be depended on.
God.
Wine was to just add to a man's gladness.
Yep.
That's why it was made. But when we go back to the top of the class that Isaiah is so cold, because you didn't consider why it was made.
Perfect way to start it. Yep.
You didn't consider that the Most High made this for your joy, for your gladness. You took it and used it as a crutch, as a gateway to other drugs, as a cover-up for the problems in life. And now it doesn't bring the result of what the Most High created for. It brings you different results. It brings you woe. It brings you destruction. Think about it. Why did he say woe, but he made it for gladness? Because I gave you a hot song, I gave you a hot line, but you was using it wrong. Right? You used the I'm misquoting that. But you misused we misuse things in the wrong way. And then we get this result. Hardly do we guess aright, and our devices are yet uncertain. So guess what else comes out uncertain? The product of that device. The remedy is uncertain. That's why you got to keep going back to it. And really all we chase is a feeling, not the fix.
Yeah.
Read on.
Wine measurably drunk.
Right?
And in season.
So he's telling you now, here's the wisdom again. Measurably drunk. So here's a drink. Boom. Little ice. Water it down. Little bit of drink. Babysit. Man, you babysit. You damn right. I'm going to babysit this. Right? I don't want to be out here like a drunken fool in these streets.
Right.
Measurably drunk. Now, I'm not saying that every single person, that they got to drink that and that's it. Every man knows his limit.
That's right.
Every man, I mean, you know, I could hold down a few beers, right? I've been known to hold down a few, right? I might have a higher tolerance than some or a lower tolerance than some. But even then, if I'm sitting drinking 30 beers and that's my tolerance, do I need to hit that threshold? Nah, because I'm staying from all appearances of evil. Just because I can hold 30 don't mean I got to hit 30 every night. Like, yeah, 30 is my limit. I'm a mighty man. What is that going to look to the rest of the people, the great cloud of witness? Man, you might have to just tame it down to 10. Even that's crazy. Like, damn, you drank a whole 2-pack?
Yeah.
You drank a 6-pack twice? 30 beers? Listen, I'll tell you some stories, man. Get that 30-pack of Rolling Rock. Listen, it was one bro. This is what his grandpa used to do. So he go get the Budweiser in the can, the 30-pack of Budweiser in the can. And he would wax that off. Like, he would start like around maybe early, 10 a.m. As soon as the joint, grandpa old. You know, he worked a hard life. He used to work at United. Bro, he started working at United making $1 an hour. Whoa. He started back then when houses cost 60 grand. Yeah, so grandpa lived a hard, long life, right? Like, I'm about to enjoy this retirement. So Monday, 10 a.m., he go get the 30-pack. And he just wax the 30-pack off. By 9 o'clock, 12 hours later, you go see grandpa, he just, you like, Marty, go sit down somewhere. Marty ain't sitting down nowhere. He gonna finish that 30-pack. He will recover. He would be on a hangover the whole Tuesday. Then Wednesday, he would do it again. And then he'd be on a whole hangover Thursday. Then Friday, he would do it again. Then the only day he didn't drink was Sunday because he collected all the cans and put them in the back of the car to go recycle them.
Yeah.
He did this for weeks. He did this for years. His whole nose is swollen because of that drinking. His whole body is just gut hard because of that drinking. But that was his routine. No moderation. No type of, let me just not do 30, but let me do 5. No, he's knocking that 30-pack off. And guess who picked it up? His grandson. He picked it up. He be copping 30 packs. I'm like, dude, you're 19. Why are you drinking 30 beers in one day? You seen grandpa do it. 30-pack of Rolling Rock. Twist off tops. Just sitting back, just crushing. Faded. Ruined his relationships. Ruined it with women, with men, because the alcohol raged him up to this level that now I can't discourse with you when we got a problem. I can't talk to you when we got issues because alcohol is your guide. That rage, that mockery, that venom. We're going to get into it. Read.
And in season bringeth gladness of the heart.
Right. Go ahead.
And cheerfulness of the mind.
Read.
But wine drunken with excess.
Come on.
Maketh bitterness.
It makes what?
Maketh bitterness.
You added bitter to bitter. You're already bitter, but it's making you more bitter. Go ahead.
Maketh bitterness of the mind.
Read.
With brawling.
With what?
With brawling.
Now you a fighter. Remember, it says a bishop can't be a striker, not a brawler. So you see how you disqualify yourself through wine? Not a brawler. Go ahead.
And quarreling.
And quarreling. We ain't supposed to be not strife. A bishop wasn't supposed to strive, but it said be gentle, apt to teach. Read.
Drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool.
Wait, drunkenness does what?
Increaseth the rage of a fool.
So if you're already a fool and you give yourself to wine, what are you increasing? What are you fixing? Your problems? It says it increases your rage. You increase the problems. Read.
Till he offend.
Till he what?
Offend.
Now what you doing? Now you're just a walking offense. Remember, the scriptures say, do not to others that you hate. Don't do the things to people that you hate. But now you walk around being an offense. I'm offended by you. You know them people that are just walking the fence? They drink and then they just say whatever. They just say, oh man, whatever comes to their mind, because there's no barrier there. There's no filter. That's what drinking does. It takes away the filter. It becomes the filter. That's the mockery. That's the deception. You think you in the clear. What's that?
It's funny because there's people who already don't have a filter.
Right.
And then they go and drink.
And then they go and drink. Now you're a walking offense. I'm offended by you. Read on.
It diminisheth strength.
It does what?
Diminisheth strength.
Wait, but what about liquid courage?
Diminisheth strength.
But man, when I drink, I get strong, baby.
Diminisheth strength.
But I'm about to drink that Hulk.
Diminisheth strength.
This is what the wisdom is telling us, that the liquor in excess, it literally breaks down your body. It diminishes the strength of you thinking clearly, and it don't give you courage. It does not give you, there's no such thing as liquid courage. What it does, it lowers your ability to recognize situations and how you should approach. It lowers your ability to calculate. It lowers the ability, it takes away fear, but in a foolish way. Not in a good way, like, oh, now I'm not fearful. They call it liquid courage. It removes the fear. So now you can go approach that woman, but what's your breath smelling like? You forgot to check your breath. You got the courage to go holler at her, but your breath smells like a man booed in your mouth.
You know what? Even that. Let's say you holler at her and things are successful. What about afterwards?
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta stay baited to talk to her?
But that's the point. Yeah. You crushed it, and now it becomes the dependency. So now you got to stay in that 1 beer, 2 beer drunk stage to be able to maintain a convo, to be relaxed enough. But then now, after 1, 2 beers ain't doing it, I got to jump to a 6-pack, then an 8-pack. Now I'm hitting 12 packs, 30 packs. Now I'm hiding. Now every minute I'm going to the kitchen pouring up. Oh, it's the Sabbath. Well, it don't matter to me. I got to get my fix, baby. It's the Shabbat, right? Well, I got to do my pleasures. See how we mess up? When we don't control it, if you already foolish as hell and you don't have wisdom in you, the wine and the liquor, man, that's going to take your spirit. 2 things can't dwell in the body. It's like 2 consciousnesses cannot dwell in one mind. One is going to overrule the other. One spirit is going to overtake another. So what's overtaking us, man? Our devices, the things we gave ourselves to and give ourselves to. Go to Ecclesiastes. Finish that up.
And maketh wounds.
And maketh what?
Wounds.
Yeah, now you wounded, hurt. You looking back, man, I remember that one time. Did that, got stabbed in the face with the shoe, got poked in the gut with a knife. Damn. But wounds also in your spirit. Wounds in the spirit from all the offenses that we create. Ecclesiastes in the Bible, 9 verse 7.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 7.
Come on, read.
Go thy way.
Right.
Eat thy bread
Right.
with joy.
He said do what?
Eat thy bread with joy.
So eat your bread with joy. What else?
And drink thy wine with a merry heart.
With a merry heart. But you know what stops that? The level that we drink at. It's no longer merry. Go ahead, watch, read.
For Yahweh now accepted thy word.
See, the only way the Most High is going to accept you and your works is if it's done in moderation. The eating, the drinking. You can't be a gluttonous and a wine-bibber. It says, be not amongst the riotous, eaters of flesh, the gluttons, the wine-bibbers. Why did they mock Christ? Because it wasn't a good thing to be a glutton and a wine-bibber. But they were looking at things in the wrong way, like, oh, all we see you doing is eating and drinking, bruh. That's all we see. Oh, you missed out on the whole teaching, all the healing, all the feeding. You missed all that. All you saw was me pouring up at a few feasts. It wasn't like Yahweh Shai was walking through the damn streets with a bottle. Right. That's how they made it seem like, yeah, he just walking around with a lamp with the skins, with the wine skin taped to his side. Or he had the keg hat. You got the hat, and then you got the beard, and then you got the little nuzzle, and he just turned his head. Yeah, they made it seem like Yahweh Shai was walking through Jerusalem with a keg hat. When all he was doing was drinking at the feasts. But behold, a man gluttonous and a winebibber. So it wasn't a good thing to be that. They had a misconception of what was going on. Read on.
Let thy garment be always white,
Right?
and let thy head lack no ointment.
Come on.
Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest.
You know why there's no joy in your house? Because when you start to consume liquor, when you got two fools in the house, two foolish people that can't hold it, what happens? I mean, we seen the stories, man. Y'all start out, right? You start out with a bottle. Like, babe, I got this bottle. We're going to hit it. We're going to feel good, right? You pour up. You hit that. She pour up. Y'all sipping and drinking. The inhibitions are lower, so I'm going to ask the hard questions. I'm going to ask the questions that I wouldn't ask normally.
Right.
Or get into the conversation I wouldn't normally get into. Right? There's no direction and no guide. So we just now going to throw things at each other. Throw words at each other. Next thing you know, domestic violence case. Or me, I want to go sit back and drink. You do all what you got to do. I'm going to sit back and drink and do my thing. But I'm sitting back. I already hate my life. I'm already bitter in myself.
Yeah.
Start drinking. You come trying to talk to me. I ain't trying to hear that. Listen, I ain't trying to hear that. The wife don't recognize, back the hell up, leave that man alone. You get pushy. Next thing you know, you, boom, right to the face. Domestic violence. There is no joy when the things are not done in moderation. The Bible is telling you, drink, eat, enjoy your woman. But with moderation, go ahead.
All the days of the life of thy vanity.
Right? Because it is vain. Wine is vain. Women are vain. The king is vain. Go ahead.
Which he hath given thee under the sun.
Wait, so he did give us wine. He did give us our wife. He did give us bread. He said enjoy these things, but you make it less enjoyable when it goes past the law. When it goes out of the framework of what is lawful, that's where the joy is lost. Read on.
All the days of vanity.
Right?
For that is thy portion in this life.
Because what is a man's life without wine? What is a man's life without a woman? What is a man's life without food and drink? That's our portion, read.
And in thy labor which thou takest under the sun.
Right, that's the rewards of your labor, man. Go from there. Go to Proverbs 31:6. I'm going to get through this because there's a part. Oh, I'm right here. I'm right here. Proverbs 31 and verse 6. So hopefully y'all are understanding, man, wine is lawful. It's how we use it that we destroy it. We destroy what wine was even created for. The joy that it was supposed to bring to us. Because we use it as a crutch, as an enabler, and as a gateway to folly. Read Proverbs 31:6.
Proverbs chapter 31 verse 6.
Go ahead.
Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish.
Wait, do what?
Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish.
Now we're understanding what the strong drink was about. You get that to a man that's ready to perish, man, take this drink. Here, hit that, man. Forget you're about to die. Forget your what's about to happen. Your conditions, your suffering, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And wine unto those that be of heavy heart.
Right. It was supposed to make you joyful. It was supposed to alleviate the heavy heart. But the excuse can't be I'm always in a heavy heart.
Yeah.
The scripture says it's better to dwell in the house of the mourning than in the house of mirth. So the heavy heart, yeah, man, I had a death in the family. Jeez, man. That's a heavy heart, man. Hey, listen, bro. Listen, let's go get a drink. Let's go get a drink. Let's get some strong drink. Get you a little bottle of Hennessy. You pour up. You rap with a brother. We do that. We've done it. We've done it. But it doesn't mean because when you got a heavy heart, it says give yourself to the wine. Don't mean you have to do that every single time.
Right.
Because then now it becomes habitual.
Yeah.
It becomes habitual. So see, there still even has to be a balance within the law. Yeah, give strong drink and wine to him that's of a heavy heart. But not every single time. Not every single time. There's brothers, their pops died, family died, and they went and bought the liquor and didn't even drink it. It didn't even drink it. Like, nah, you know what? Nah, I'm not feeling that right now.
Con, you know, when there's like trouble, deep sorrow happening in my life, my first mind has never been to get some drink.
Yeah, I'm trying to sort through my problem.
Con.
I'm trying to sort through that. I got death in my family. Yeah, my first mind wasn't like, yo, let me get the Henny. Let me go get the Henny Black. Let me what, add more sorrow to me?
Con.
Nah, let me think about what's happening, man, and think through what's going on first. And maybe once I come up with a solution, or once I get my mind over that hump, then I'll get a little sip to add to the alleviation. But that shouldn't be the first course, man. Read on.
Let him drink and forget his poverty.
Let him do what?
Drink and forget his poverty.
Yeah, but some of us drink to the point where you forget that you got to fix the issues. You're drinking yourself into poverty. Read on.
And remember his misery no more.
Right, so we take the wine out of its condition. We take the wine out of its proper use. And this is how you know, because you start to lose your moral compass. You start to lose your moral compass. Go to Deuteronomy real quick. I want you to go to Deuteronomy 32 and 28. And listen, I'm going to say this, man. The Bible says, because we were disobedient, we didn't want to serve the Most High with joy and gladness, we would have to go to our enemies for all things. So, he said, in nakedness, in hunger, and in thirst. That thirst compassed all things that you drank.
Yep.
So you better remember that your enemy is giving you this liquor.
Same way they did the Gad and Reuben.
Same way they get Gad and Reuben. But I'm going more into, look at the spirit behind alcohol now. Where you got triple distilled malt liquors. You got malt liquors. What the hell is even that? You got high gravity alcohol, right? Your 211s, your Steel Reserve, right? That stuff that when you drink half a can, you black out. I remember my first Steel Reserve, 40 ounce. Oh my God. I drank 20 ounces and I passed out. I couldn't do it.
You strong for 20.
I did 20, my first time, 20 ounces. My first 10 times was 20 ounces. And every time I'd wake up like, dang, I got a whole half a can left.
Yeah.
It'd put me out for the night. I'm like, why are they creating this? Who made this? Right? And they make it so damn cheap. You go get you a 22 ounce, a Steel Reserve for what, $1.07? One time it was 99 cents, no tax.
Oh,
That was like 107. You get the 40 for $2. Why are they making it so cheap? Who's creating this device? Well, the Most High created it, but when man took it and turned it wicked, think about it. Now they filter your wines through animal bladder and fish bladder. My favorite beer, Guinness, that used to be filtered through a fish bladder, right? You got to check your wine, kosher wine, because they filtering it through pig bladders and pig intestine to make it unlawful. Who's giving us our wines and why? Well, they know what they're doing. They know what they want to keep you in. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 28.
Go ahead.
For they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this.
What the fuck? Whoa. Are you serious? This is perfect. Read. Read. No, just read on.
Done. That they would consider their latter end.
Right. The Most High said, man, we got to consider our latter end. Go ahead.
How should one chase 1,000?
See, the Most High was reminding us of our strength. One of us could chase 1,000. Go ahead.
And two put 10,000 to flight.
Go ahead.
Except their rock had sold them.
Yeah, because now you're chasing the bottle. You ain't chasing men. You chasing liquor, alcohol, drugs, women, sex, men, money, cars, riches. There's no strength in us. Go ahead.
And Yahweh has shut them up.
Read.
For their rock is not as our rock.
Come on.
Even our enemies, themselves being judges.
Read on.
For their vine is of the vine of Sodom.
Their vine is the vine of what?
Of Sodom.
Read on.
And of the fields of Gomorrah.
Yeah, the Most High is saying, listen, man, that drink you drinking is filled with faggotry. It's filled with emotion. Think about, why did he say Sodom and Gomorrah of all people? What did Sodom and Gomorrah represent? Homosexuality. What else?
Wickedness.
Filthiness. But also they lacked a moral compass. They lacked morality. And when you give yourself to the wine, you start to lose your moral code. You start to lose the way to deal with people in a civil sense. He said your vine is the vine of Sodom and Gomorrah. Read.
And their grapes are grapes of gall.
Go ahead.
Their clusters are bitter.
Their clusters are what?
Are bitter.
Read on.
Their wine is the poison of dragons.
Yeah, that poison, man. He's telling us right here, you're drinking poison. At the end of the day, no matter how you cut it, it's poison. Read.
And the cruel venom of apes.
Right, and the cruel venom of snakes. Go to 1 Esdras 3:17. Go, this dude just hit this article. Hold on. He just hit this article. Vice.com. The more straight people drink, the more they're into gay sex. I'm done.
Hit that Ciroc,
Damn,
huh?
that's my phone. I'm done. You hitting that Ciroc. You hitting that Ciroc and it's turning you gay.
Damn.
You giving yourself over to Duces. Now you a homosexual. You give it. Who the hell is Jazz Hennessy? Tell me. Y'all don't even know. Who's Remy Martin? Who is that name? Who is him?
Check this out. It says, but the more that guys drink, the more interested they become in the male target.
Whoa!
It says,
Whoa, why though? Why? Because what does alcohol kill in you? It kills your ability to process things correctly. It lowers your inhibition and it takes away testosterone. But most importantly, wisdom would not enter into a malicious spirit or a body that is subject unto sin.
check this out. It says, while guys who had nothing to drink reported next to no interest in getting it on with a dude, guys who said they'd had more than 10 drinks expressed almost as much interest in the man as they did the woman.
Dang.
We got reading that.
It's on
Article.
It's an article. Vice.com.
Dang.
Think about that. The more straight men drink, the gayer you are. The more you want to just entangle yourself with homos. Well, the Bible told us. Why? Because there's a spirit. There's a spirit on the wine and liquor these days. There's a spirit attached, man. When we drank wine way back, when we had, think about it. Now, you read about Solomon. It said he had wine fields and vineyards. And he had like storage houses of wine. They wasn't dealing with that. They wasn't drinking wine and turning into faggots. But these days, what they do, you get faded with a bunch of men that you think is your homeboys, they draw penises on your face. I mean, right? You waking up and body parts are hurting that shouldn't be hurting. You're like, whoa, why does that hurt? Why, what the hell's going on here? Because you've been raped. That's Esau, but guess what? Judah is right into what Esau's into. Let me go be a frat. Let me go be in a fraternity.
Right.
Let me go be a Greek. Let me go pledge. What the hell you think they doing when you pledging? They open you up. They feed you. When you go to them parties with a bunch of jungle juice, damn Everclear, they feed you with all that. Oh, it's just a little fruit with drink. Or you get so faded, man, you'll do anything they tell you to do. Alcohol is associated with all that filth, man. But remember, wine is lawful. How do we abstain from the filth? We stay in the law. Where you at?
First Esdras, chapter 3, verse 17.
Read it.
And he said unto them, declare unto us your mind concerning the writings.
Right.
Then began the first, who has spoken of the strength of wine.
Right, the strength of wine. It's strong. Read.
And he said thus, O ye men, how exceeding strong is wine.
Right.
It causeth all men to err.
It causes all men to err. You can't get around it. Read.
That drink it.
Right.
It maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all one.
Think about it. You go from king supreme to the fatherless child that don't know his way. Read on.
Of the bondman and of the free man, of the poor man
Think about
and
that.
of the rich.
You become the free man becomes the mind of the poor man and the bondman. The king becomes the mind of the poor man. That's wild.
Done.
But see, this is if it's in excess, if you're given over to it. If you chase it. Read.
It turneth also every thought into jollity.
Yeah, so now everything is all about joy and fun. And ha 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 ha. Read.
And mirth.
Right?
So that a man remembereth neither sorrow nor death.
Right, and that's what it was made for. But read on.
And it maketh every heart rich.
It maketh every heart rich. Go ahead.
So that a man remembereth neither king nor governor.
You lose your moral compass. You lose, wait a minute, your standard. Wait, he's the governor. I got to deal with him with a certain level of respect. That's the king. I got to be respectful. That's my brother. I got to be respectful. Read.
And it maketh to speak all things by talents.
Yeah, you just start talking. Man, I'm good. Man, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Now I got this. Now my money. Now I can drink you under the table. I'm strong. I'm the best. Read.
And when they are in their cups.
And when they are in their cups. When that thing got a hold of you. I'm under, what they say, I'm under my drink, right? When you in your cup, meaning that thing got you. A couple of shots later, you like, oh, it got me. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, right? You just like, ooh, yeah, baby, I feel the buzz. Read.
They forget.
You do what?
They forget.
You do what?
They forget.
Come on.
Their love.
You forget your what?
Their love.
You lose your morality. You forget your love for your mom, for your daddy, for your children. You lose the love for yourself. Go ahead.
Both to friends,
right,
and brethren.
Come on.
And a little after draw out sword.
Now it turns violent. Now it's about fighting. I don't care who you is. I got liquid courage. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the elder or what. I'm going to disrespect you. Because liquor is guiding me. The strong drink. I'm in my cup, B. Come on.
But when they are from the wine,
right,
they remember not what they have done.
Yeah, when you get home and you wake up and you're like, man, what happened? Oh my God, let me replay the nights. And there's a whole 8 hours of just dark. Like, dang, man, what happened? Why am I bleeding? Man, you go look in the mirror like, what the, damn, I get into a fight?
God.
What? Damn, the last thing I remember was I was kicking it with the brother and we was chilling. What the hell? You missing teeth? Can't find your phone, whole phone cracked. Wallet, damn, where's my, damn, man, lost my wallet. Go outside, check on the car got dents. Read.
O ye men, is not wine the strongest?
Right.
They're enforced it to do thus?
Right, you see, wine does this. There's only one thing stronger than wine. It's the truth. It's wisdom, baby. Read.
God. And when he has so spoken, he held his peace.
Right, go to Isaiah 28:7. Isaiah 28:7. Damn. Yeah, obviously it's going to go over a little bit. Not a lot of it.
God. Isaiah chapter 28, verse 7.
Right, read.
But they also have erred through wine.
Right.
And through strong drink.
Who has erred? Read.
Are out of the way.
Right.
The priest.
The who?
The priest.
Who else?
And the prophet.
Everyone is susceptible. Y'all better watch out. Y'all better stop playing with yourselves. The scriptures say examine yourself whether you be in the faith. Know ye not your own selves? You better stop playing, man, with this wine. Acting like you can conquer all. Me and my bottle.
You quoted it in the first, and we went there in the first Esdras chapter 3 and chapter 4, right? When you think about that story, and what's happening, he names three things that's strong. Well, you got three guys. They name three things that's strong. It's wine, women,
and the king.
And the king. No,
wine,
my bad.
Women,
it's four. It's four. Wine, women, the king, and the truth.
Right.
Now, out of all those, now as a man, you can say, damn, like all these have a power over me. The truth has a power over you. The scriptures, the word, right? The Most High's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Women can have power over you too, right? The king, of course, anybody in authority is going to have power over you. Now, just think about it. The fourth one is wine. Nobody ever thinks about wine in the same category as those other three things. Nobody ever thinks of wine being strong. Of course, nothing is stronger than the Most High. But nobody ever thinks that wine will be named as something even close to the Most High, as something that has power on this earth. Wine, liquor. Nobody thinks that liquor will ever be named in how a woman can have a hold on a man and have a hold on the mind of a man. Nobody would ever think wine or liquor could do that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody would ever think that liquor would have a power over you like how a king, a president. If you join the military, you fight that war for the king or the president. Nobody would ever put wine or liquor or you know what I'm saying, in the same breath as these things. And that's why, like, the way you started the class is so beautiful, you know, about having the wisdom of wine and the use of it and why the Most High made it. Because all of us, I'm not going to say all of us, but the majority of the people that's caught up into the liquor and into being drunks, they underestimated, I should say, the power of liquor.
Of wine.
Yeah.
Finish it up.
The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink.
I went here to show we're all susceptible if we're not careful. If wisdom and the Most High don't reign supreme, it don't matter. You could be the priest of the priests. You could be up the upper echelon, know all the damn knowledge and wisdom. You know how many brothers been in the truth years and years, and liquor is their issue? And it stopped them from growing. It stopped them from actually being something more than just a Facebook junkie or quarreling on YouTube. Brothers quarreling on YouTube, and then they got the nerve to be pouring up while they quarreling, while they arguing.
Yeah.
Because the liquor is guiding that conversation. Finish it up.
They are swallowed up of wine.
They are what?
Swallowed up of wine.
Yeah, man, you got some of us that are swallowed up of wine. The wine is swallowing you. Again, you're the sacrifice of the wine. Read on.
They are out of the way.
They are what?
Out of the way.
Yeah, you're out of the way of the Spirit, man. Read.
Through strong drink.
Come on.
They err in vision.
Now your vision towards everything is skewed.
Yep.
Every endeavor you take on, your vision is skewed. How to be a husband, how to be a wife, how to be a father, how to be a brother, how to be a sister, how to serve the Most High is skewed. The vision is gone because liquor is, you got the liquor goggles, the alcohol goggles. I got my Henny goggles, got my MGD goggles, my Mad Dog 2020, my Four Loko goggles. You want to walk around smelling like watermelon. Watermelon Four Locos all day. Read on.
They stumble in judgment.
They do what?
They stumble in judgment.
There it is. Your judgment is off, man. Why can't we see that? So now when it comes to fixing issues and fixing problems and coming with the real remedy, you judged incorrectly because you judged through the eyes of this spirit, the spirit of alcohol. Read on.
For all tables.
Proverbs 31 and verse 3.
Proverbs chapter 31, verse 3.
Go ahead.
Give not thy strength unto woman.
Come on.
Nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
Read on.
It is not for kings.
Read.
O Lemuel.
Right.
It is not for kings to drink wine.
Right.
Nor for princes strong drink.
Yeah, it's not for a king to give himself over without moderation to these things, because many a kings drank. It's not saying that they're not supposed to drink. You weren't supposed to do it immoderately. It's going to tell us in the next verse. Watch, read on.
Lest they drink and forget the law.
They do what?
Drink and forget the law.
It's showing you were supposed to drink, but not to the point where you forgot the law. Because once you forgot the law, that means you were over your limit. You passed the point of moderation. So if your limit was 5 beers, stay with the 5, right? But if you know when you go past 6, all of a sudden you're going to be sloppy drunk, slurring your words, and just burping in people's faces, being obnoxious, well, you're supposed to chill at 3.
And that's not a 5 or 3 beers daily.
Right.
That's
right.
occasionally.
That's occasional. Wine drunken in measure and in season. What seasons? Well, the feast days, right? Or you give wine to him that is ready to perish. But Every day I'm dying? Well, Paul said we die daily, Paul said we die daily, brother. So that means I got to hit something daily. No. That's not what that was saying. My often infirmities, but your often infirmities are being caused by the too much liquor. Yeah. So now you're doing the reverse effect, but trying to apply the same standard, it don't work. It's a bad psychology. Read on.
And pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted.
See, you start to pervert judgment. Your moral compass is now gone. Because why? You're moving off the spirit of liquor. Go from there. Go to Proverbs 4:17. Go to Proverbs 4:17. You got to understand. You know why they call it wine and spirits? Because when you look up the alchemy process of how they distill liquor or any type of alchemy, they say when you heat something up, the resin that rises and distills off is called the spirit. So you got metal. Metal has a spirit. What's that? Metal has a spirit. What time? Right now? Right. Metal has a spirit. But the liquor, the spirits that come from liquor, well, if the Bible says that you're drinking from the vine of Sodom and Gomorrah, you're getting them damn sodomite spirits in your liquor. You're getting them anger. You're getting them emotional. You're getting that lack of morality spirit. When you look up the spirits, when you look up alcohol, and I was looking into this a while back, but I think the Arabic word is like al-ghul.
Oh, she posted it.
Al-ghul.
Yeah.
Remember Raj al-Ghul?
Mm-hmm.
Ghul means spirit in Arabic. Or one of them languages, I forget it. I think it's Arabic. Raj al-Ghul, Batman's little guy, the League of Shadows. Al-Ghul means spirit. Alcohol, wines and spirits. Wine and alcohol. What spirit are you being led into? Well, what spirits do you already have on you? Right? So read Proverbs 4:17. Let's get up out of here.
Proverbs chapter 4 verse 17.
Right?
For they eat the bread of wickedness.
Right?
And drink the wine of violence.
See, that's why you're so violent when you drink. Because you're being led into that violent spirit. But that's just emotion. That's just an emotional spirit. Go to Psalms 104:14. That's why you have your violent drunks. That's why you have your merry drunks. Psalms 104:14. Let's get it clear.
Psalms chapter 104 verse 14.
Right?
He causes the grass to grow for the cattle and the herb for service of man.
Right?
But he may bring forth food out of the earth.
Read verse 15.
And wine that maketh glad the heart of man.
And wine that maketh glad the heart of man. This is why you have your happy drunk. Right? You got your happy drunk. But you were supposed to just be happy. Not drunk and happy. That's how you know you got demons on you.
Yeah, right.
Because you're drunken, you weren't supposed to drink to drunk. So, what is the reward for this device? Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 35:19. Let's end it. 2 more scriptures. What is the payment? Well, ask yourself, has the liquor profited me? Has it fixed anything in my life? And if it has, why do I got to keep turning to it? Why do I got to keep popping bottles? Why do I got to keep going to that device to feel good? It hasn't fixed nothing, man. And it won't fix nothing. Ecclesiasticus 35:19.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 35 verse 19.
Verse 18, actually. Read that.
Verse 18.
Right.
For the Lord will not be slack.
Right.
Neither will the mighty be patient toward them.
Read.
Till he has smitten and sundered the loins of the unmerciful.
So the unmerciful, go ahead.
And repaid vengeance to the heathen.
Right, so he's going through the list of all the wicked in the world. The heathen, the unmerciful, what else? Read.
Till he hath taken away the multitude of the proud.
Right.
And broken the scepter of the unrighteous.
Come on, read.
Till he hath rendered to every man according to his deeds.
Right, so every man is going to be rendered according to his deeds. Or to the device that he attaches to himself. Read on.
And to the works of man according to their devices.
According to their what?
Their devices.
To their what?
Their devices.
There's many devices that have come into the world. But they bring peril. They bring death. They bring destruction. What has your device brought you? Read.
Till he hath judged the cause of his people.
Right.
And made them to rejoice in his mercy.
Read verse 20.
Mercy is seasonable.
Mercy is what?
Seasonable.
Mercy is what?
Seasonable.
You better get off that bottle. Because mercy is what?
Seasonable.
You only got a short time. He said mercy is seasonable. Meaning it ain't always going to be here. You're not always going to be able to drink yourself into a stupor and get out of it. You're not always going to be able to rely on the wine and the drugs and the women and the riches. He said mercy is seasonable. Read.
In a time of affliction.
Right, come on.
As clouds of rain in a time of drought.
Wow. Woo. Woo, woo, woo. Go to Proverbs 23 and verse 29. We'll end it here. Wow. He said mercy is seasonable in the time of affliction. It's going to come and go. Like clouds in a drought. You see them clouds in a drought, you get super happy. But you better hop on. You better have your cup ready to catch them raindrops. Read it. Proverbs 23 and verse 29.
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 29.
Go ahead.
Who have woe?
Who have what?
Who have woe?
The question, man. Who got destruction? Who got lack of judgment? Who got lack of patience? Who still got ailments and issues? Who got the wounds? Who's still a slave? Read.
Who has sorrow?
Go ahead.
Who have contentions?
Right?
Who have babbling?
Come on.
Who have wounds without cause?
Read on.
Who have redness of eyes?
Come on.
They that tarry long.
But I thought the wine fixed everything. Read.
They that tarry long at the wine.
But I thought it was the remedy.
They that tarry long at the wine.
Who has woe and destruction? The ones that sit at the bottle, man. The ones that don't use wisdom as their judgment. The ones that don't give themselves to the Most High in a sober mind. This is why you got problems. This is why you can't think past 2-3 days. Why you can't think past a feeling. Because the wine, the liquor, I'm going to keep saying it, it's what you put at the forefront. That's the guide. That's why you have woe. I mean, why you drink? Man, it's going to help. Why you smoke? Man, it takes my mind off of things.
Yep.
It takes my mind off of stuff.
Chasing that feeling.
It takes your mind off of stuff, but to your detriment. Read on.
They that go to seek mixed wine.
Go to do what?
Seek mixed wine.
Come on, read.
Look not thou upon the wine.
Right.
When it is red.
Come on.
When it giveth his color and the cup.
See, this is the byproduct of wine. It's going to show you. This is all you get from liquor. You're going to get a big fat. That's it. Raj, read on.
When it moveth itself aright.
Right, because this is when you in your cup, man. It look real red. Like, damn, that thing is, woo, that thing hitting. It start moving. The cup, the liquor is in the cup dancing. You like, damn, what demon is that?
Like you sit, you look at it.
Because ain't that what we do? You like, damn, that's it. Whoa, what is that?
You know it.
You looking for like, damn, what's about to, how about that, a genie? Read on.
At the last, it biteth.
Wait, it does what?
It biteth.
Wait, in the end, what does wine excess, no moderation do?
It biteth.
Come on.
Like a serpent.
Woo! Because when a serpent strikes, you ain't going to see it. That boy bites you in the back of your neck. You wonder why you just got knocked down. Because at the last, and this ain't talking about the last of that one cup, in your end, when that wine strikes you, man, it hits you like a serpent. They say some snakes bite with the damn pound per pressure of a bullet. Read on.
And stingeth like an adder.
Come on.
Thine eyes shall behold strange women.
And then here's the folly. You behold strange women. Go ahead.
And thy heart shall utter perverse things.
Come on.
Yea, thou shalt be as he that lieth down in the midst of the sea.
The midst of the sea. You ever sat on a boat? Read.
Or as he that lieth upon the top of a mast.
When you sit on the mast, when you go to, you ever saw, the Titanic? When him and old girl was standing on the mast of the ship?
Right.
That's the part of the ship where you feel all the movement. The up, the down, the up, the down. It's almost as if you just lie there when you drink. Y'all know the feeling when you drink and you close your eyes and the whole room just does a 360 and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
You like jump up and like, what the?
Yep.
It's true.
Dang.
Spinning.
That's all you get from wine is a 360 twirl like you in a washing machine. It spins you around and nothing is fixed. Nothing is accomplished. Go ahead.
They have stricken me.
They have what?
Stricken me.
Go ahead.
Shalt thou say, and I was not sick. They had beaten me, and I felt it not.
Where you at? See?
35.
See? Man, this is cold.
Yeah.
You get into a fight, you get into these bar fights, you get into all these different back and forths, but you can't feel a damn thing. Why? Inebriation, man. You're numb. Even in life, all these problems start to strike you. And you can't feel them. You know why? Because you're numb. You're jaded. Your woman is telling you, man, listen, you got to be a better husband. I got to do this. The brothers is telling you, man, listen, you got to be a better husband, better father. Get off the... And all these problems are hitting you. Poverty, drunkenness, sores, fights, contention. And you like, I can't feel none of that. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't got a problem. What you talking about? Nah, I'm good. Look, I'm here. I'm in class, listening. But your whole thought is, man, can't wait for this nigga to stop talking. Can't wait for him to stop talking so I get that drink. Can't wait. Read that 35 one more time.
They have stricken me.
Right?
Shalt thou say, and I was not sick.
Right?
They have beaten me.
Right?
And I felt it not.
Come on.
When shall I awake?
Right?
I will seek it yet again.
See that? I'm going to just go right back to it. When I wake up, I'm going to go chase it again.
That is cold.
Read on.
That's the end of that, sir.
That's the end of that?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, listen. That's it on that, man. Again, brothers asked for it out there in Rochester, and we needed it here too. Just a reminder for brothers. Listen, man, we got to be. Let's get this last one.
26 and 11.
What 26?
That was it. Proverbs.
26.
Want to read it?
God.
No, that don't go with it. That's talk. Dog return to the vomit.
Yeah.
That's talking about a man that. That's talking about a man that.
He will seek it again.
Well. See, in the context, think about a drunk. Forget about a drunk. Let's think about us. Think about the one time you got so faded and you told yourself, man, I ain't never drinking again. And then the homeboys called you the next day. And they was like, man, what you doing? Like, man, faded, man. I'm still trying to cover from last night. They're like, man, when we going out? And you were like, damn. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out, but I ain't gonna drink though.
Yeah.
And they hand you that beer. It's ice cold and crispy, and you repeat the whole cycle. Next thing you know, you go 4 days of doing the same thing over and over. That's what that's going into. But then, yes, it does show a dog return to the vomit, but that's going more into like I learned the wisdom, I learned the knowledge, I backed off that and went back to my filth, like just outright. Pig in the pig pen. I got cleaned, I got washed, then I jumped right back in the mud. I want this last one, and then we'll end it. It's in the Ephesians 5:18. Ephesians 5:18, man. This is how we got to govern our lives, bro. Brothers and sisters, don't be deceived. You're not stronger than the wine. And if you think you are, it already got you.
5:15, sir?
The only thing we're supposed to be giving ourselves over to is that spirit, man. Read Ephesians 5:18.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 18.
Go ahead.
And be not drunk with wine.
Right.
Wherein is excess.
Right. Be not drunk in wine, wherein is excess, meaning don't go past your moderate limit. Come on.
But be filled with the Spirit.
But be what?
Filled with the Spirit.
The only thing we're supposed to be addicted to is this ministry. That's right. The only thing we're supposed to give ourselves over to is the Spirit. That's the governing of our lives. So with that, brothers and sisters, tell them where you at. Shalom, brothers and sisters.
Ephesians 5:23.
Hopefully y'all got something from that class. I know we be trying to have a little fun with it. We be having fun with the edification. She says strawberry nose. Yeah, we having that strawberry nose. She's absolutely right.
When I used to drink, I used to see double.
Triple,
I had
quadruple.
one eye.
Yeah, to be able to focus. Yeah. I was a functional alcoholic. Well, at least I thought I was functional, and it made a lot of bad decisions. Yeah, a lot of us are functional alcoholics, meaning you can be faded and move around.
Yeah.
and not appear drunk, but how's your decision making? Absolutely right. Terrible. Yeah, man.
I thought I could make that light.
Yeah, I thought I could make the light. I thought I could beat the train.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah, but your depth perception was off.
Yeah.
So, again, another good class. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. We're gonna say shalom, and we'll see y'all back Wednesday. All right. So everybody salute them. Let's say shalom.
Shalom!
Everyone else at Michael Kwadam. Rising face, lie east. Woo! Barakatah Yahweh, Shem Yahshai.
The scepter would never lead Judah. The scepter would never lead
Six chill, for real.
Judah, 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 Judah. Judah, 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 Judah. The scepter would never lead Judah. The scepter would never lead Judah. The scepter would never lead Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. Esau, the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. I woke